spaghetti.
Okay.
Okay, so now after we finish dropping it, we will stir.
You stir.
This process is very important.
Okay, the stirring, right?
Like stir.
Why is that? Why is it important?
So if you stir it, the water covers the spaghetti.
Okay.
So then it drops one by one. It doesn't
Oh, it comes together.
Yes. So you have to stir.
Okay.
Stir.
Take over the stirring.
Oh. So stir until you see everything is separated. All spaghetti is separated nicely.
Okay.
See the golden brown color?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's already forming.
Yeah, yeah. So the turmeric is responsible for that.
Yes. And the soy sauce.
Okay.
Okay. So if you season your water like this and you are doing your stir fry, you don't need to add so much spice or just a little spice.
Yeah.
It works perfectly. Then you can taste the sweetness in the spaghetti, not on the spaghetti.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh, pepper thing here. What's happening here?
Okay. Now you add the meat.
This is the meat?
Yes.
Chicken? Or beef?
Beef.
Okay.
It has a little stock with it, so
Okay.
just add all together. So we drop more of the spices here.
All right.
So cayenne pepper, curry powder,
Turmeric.
and turmeric. We have some dry fish here to enhance the taste.
All right.
You never go on the dry fish.
No.
Got your back all the time.
Big time.
Like Gary.
Yes. I remember my grandma for that one. Yeah.
So dropping our dry fish. This amani.
Come on, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great flavors.
Now drop the bay leaf.
Bay leaf
Yes, bay leaf.
for flavor.
Yeah, for flavor. And rosemary.
Rosemary,
Yes. For flavor.
like the lady Rosemary.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to all Rosemarys.
Shout out to all rosemary.
You're here with us.
We love you. I'm still going to check my spaghetti. So make sure you don't overcook your spaghetti.
All right.
The moment you press it and then it goes softer, it means it's ready. Don't overcook it. Spaghetti is almost ready in about a minute.
All right. Is that soy?
No, that's oyster sauce. I'm trying to
Oyster
put it
sauce.
down. Yeah.
Okay.
So now drop the agushi and then
Which is going in.
it's going in.
Stir it in.
Yep. Now spaghetti is ready.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
we strain the water from it. And then we'll toss it in oil.
Okay. Wow. Nice.
Strain it. Then we add a little oil to prevent it from sticking together.
Okay.
I love the color already.
Oh yeah. You're almost done, right?
You're almost done.
Good.
Now drop the pepper.
Pepper. I stir it in.
Yes. And go on. You add all the vegetables to it.
Yeah. Onions,
Onions,
green pepper,
carrots.
carrots. Wow.
You want to add more protein, so you want to add some sausages to it.
What a mix. Wow.
Add fish seasoning. Now I'm going to correct the seasoning with the fish seasoning. White pepper and salt.
Amazing. Agu spag.
Agu spag.
No, it's more. So this is the agu.
Yeah, this is the agu.
And that's the spag.
Spag is there. So we're going to join forces together.
Collabo. Agushi featuring spaghetti. Agu spag. Wow. Presentation time. Wow.
So we're going to reduce the agushi stew.
Okay.
So we can have enough space for,
Yes. For the spag.
yes,
Okay.
collaboration.
Yeah, collabo. You're going to introduce the spaghetti now.
Yeah. So,
And I stir it in.
yes. When you're dropping it, drop it slowly so that
Okay.
everything can just mix together.
Mix it in.
A little oil. I'm going to add a little of the oyster sauce.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay, so a good spag in the making. Clean and clear, clean and clear.
Okay, serving time. Then we do our silky milky.
Yeah.
Okay. And clean up for you.
I want to right now. Twinkle, twinkle, my beauty star. How I wonder where you are. Oh, share me for century, however. Mama, try, I feel my breakfast. Me one, yes, she oja. Yeah, oja. Many a soko oja. Yeah, oja. The Bobby now was share me, no. I don't know when you saw. It's my check my pretty.
All righty.
Ingredient for Silky Milky.
Okay.
Okay. So we have malt,
Okay.
vanilla ice cream milk.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to mix together.
All right.
So we put our malt.
Inside?
Yes.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
You tell me when to stop.
Okay.
It's good?
Yes. You help me open this.
Okay. Ice cream?
Drop the milk.
The ice cream has a password or what?
That's a clean code.
That's a rubber. Give me a knife or something.
So whilst Calf is on that, I'll decorate my
Yes.
my glass already.
Mm-hmm. Good. We're done.
Okay.
Okay, so ice cream.
Yes.
Everything goes in?
Everything
Give
goes
me a
in.
spoon or something? Oh, this. Okay.
Looking
Yeah, silky milky.
milky already.
Silky milky.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes under.
Then mix it.
Wow.
Silky milky ready.
It's molten milk.
Water, milk, and ice cream.
Valerie has divine timing. I heard her voice.
We got some chocolate in it. So I would start in silky milky.
Okay, there we go. Have a look at what we've got for you today. This is our Agus Spag. And then you have your silky milky malt drink, which is right here. Hey, how did all that stuff enter? I didn't see what you're doing. So what did you do? How did?
I just dropped it around it and then I poured.
Hey. You see the timing of the woman. Don't be small. How are you?
So blessed.
Yes, divine blessings. Do we have I want to taste.
Oh.
Yeah. All righty. Thank you. So, Agus Spag. It's right here. Have a look before we eat it. Please pray for us.
Our Father, thank you for the farmer, thank you for the cooker, and thank you for the eaters. Amen.
Amen.
Begin.
It's nice, eh? I'm like a politician at a rally. You're always dancing, you know. vote for Agus Spag. And vote for Agus Spag. Please give her a fork.
How are people sampling things and
Sample.
I recently found out I'm actually the head of food on DTV Breakfast.
Head of
I
food.
only recently found out. Somebody slid it in.
Is that all you're taking?
Make sure there's some crunch in there.
Oh, yeah, it's really nice. Very spicy.
All right, so please read what is on my apron. Who made this?
Cakes Boutique and Decor.
They are at Tetegu.
CBD for short. Across social media, you can find them.
And their number is on the screen. Constance and Erica, they are too much.
Erica is the one who comes up with all the
names.
fancy names.
Fancy names in English.
Agus Spag, which is Agushi featuring spaghetti.
Charlie.
Then you have Silky Milky malt drink.
What is it?
Okra with banana would be nice. Like, oh my god, oh my god.
Guys, okra with banana is coming out soon. Okra band.
Don't spoil it.
Okra band.
Banoko.
Why not? Why not? They all go to the same place. Banokro. Which one do you go for? Okra band or banokro?
Valerie is just the foodie.
All right, so what's up next? Tama.
Book launch.
Who is the author?
So an iconic figure in Ghana's media landscape has written a book, and it's been adored today. We'll be talking about it. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you for the well so
See, you've
sweet.
forgotten what you are coming to see.
What did you just say? Thank you for the well so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything.
Thank you, Constance and Erica.
Thank you so much. Thank you, GTV Breakfast viewers. You've been teased royally. We will still continue to tease you. It's 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. You're watching GTV Breakfast. Stick around.
Right.
Hey.
Let me that.
Let's go with you.
So much happiness in the bottle. Stress me, it stress me out. I want to be happy all the time. Charlie, this country they stress me. Oh, that's so I am a mentino. And yeah, me shisha me. But me name boys, she moi. And yeah, man, you know, mono. They free to a mono. Them man. Happy yourself. Sir. But you have it now. As you will. Hey. See, life is very stressful, that happiness is free. I don't know what you choose, but I choose to be happy. My battle is my friend, in good times and in bad times, oh yes. So forget your worries and pop some bottles with your guys and girls. But drink responsibly. If he said, I need you for 12. Now I want to do what you are more. But yeah, I need you, baby, what you want. 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 Mommy, I said, I need you, what you want. I need you, baby, what you want. I need you, baby, what you want. I need you, baby, what you want. So my guys in the house, are you ready? Oh yeah. All the ladies in the house, are you ready? Oh yeah. Let's raise a toast to yeah, yeah. I need you, baby, what you want? 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 Mommy, I say, I need you, what you want? I need you, baby, what you want? I need you, baby, what you want? I need you, baby.
GTV Breakfast. Hope you loved that Agus Spag and hope you loved that song by the Evergreen and Chin Chin Band, giving us some tunes to dance to, especially because it's your 70th birthday today, Mr. Daniel Ba Achimfo, retired Chief Inspector of Police. Today it's your 70th birthday, and from your daughter-in-law, Mrs. Oswell Achina, she says, a very happy birthday to you and God richly bless you. This is Breakfast on GTV. Today, for this segment, we are looking at a book, Achere, The Stream Which Never Dries Up, an autobiography chronicling the life in the village, school, the corporate world experiences of an iconic man in Ghana's media circles from the 60s right through to these later days. And the author, as I've told you, is a household name in Ghana. He has served as editor of the Daily Graphic and both executive secretary and now chairman of the National Media Commission. Our guest this morning to tell us about his book, Achere, is Professor Yaw Boadu Ayeboafo. Prof, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome to GTV Breakfast. It's a bit intimidating when your bosses
No, but here you are in control.
Your boss sits with you for an interview.
Take control of the process.
It's exciting, and I can't wait to read this book, Achere, that you've put together. It's an odd title to call a book, Achere. What does it mean? What language is it? And why did you choose that?
No,
title?
it's P, is Asante.
Okay.
Achere is a stream in our part of the country, and this stream, you know, normally streams dry up in the dry season and get water, but this stream, very small stream, has never dried up since we were born, and we were told by our great grand descendant that is a stream that has served them all over, the period.
So it actually exists?
Yes. Yeah, it is still there. If you come to my holy descent, I can take you to see how the stream looks like. And you marvel at how, despite all the environmental things, climate change and everything that we're talking about, the stream is still resilient. And it is that spirit that I'm taking upon myself, because as a child, I had affinity with Achere, because I had to go to Achere as many times as my grandmother needed water, And even when they brought boreholes and other things, my grandmother never, ever drank from the borehole. She only wanted water from Achere until her demise. So I have a fondness for this river, this stream, and the fact that it has never dried up since we were born. Forget about what we were told by our great people. But what we ourselves have seen is that this stream has never dried up. And I'm 66 years now, and so you can see what it represents for us within that environment.
So it's a symbolism of something that outlives generations.
It is a symbol of resilience, and the can-do spirit, that if you make the effort, you'll be able to achieve things for yourself. We all don't need to be born on some silver platter or on some hill, as our elders will say. But even if you are born into a hole and you try to lift yourself up, you can climb and get to the top.
So what's the motivation here? And what parts of your story do you think will resonate with people? We're talking about the stream and how the resilience part of the symbolism. How does that tell your story?
Yeah, the story is about somebody who came from nowhere and has become somebody. And that means that any one of us, if we make the effort, that we should not count ourselves useless. No matter the circumstances of our birth, no matter where we were born, if we make the effort and strive, we can make it in life. And so that this, I am encouraging people, because sometimes you meet people and say there's nothing for me to do, but there's always something for you to do if you strive. If you read the book, you see the difficulty that I had to go through going to school.
Tell us about some of them.
And yet, that for instance, before age 7, I was traversing about 13 kilometers this way and going back, and what happened was that when I started school, I was living in the cottage with my parents, right? And then they had to bring me. And initially, I had to be traversing. And we're on shift, morning and afternoon shift. And so if I had a morning shift, you see how early I had to leave the village and come to school. And then when I was in the afternoon shift, you close late, and walking back in darkness with all the things that you are likely to see. That one day, while I was going, there was some light blowing and blowing, And initially, I felt that what is this? Because we've been told about witches and all that. And then the thing will come like that and go down, and then it will come again, right? Until I got there and I realized that there was a big tree that has caught fire. But that some of the trees are holes inside. So the fire was within the tree. And so once in a while, it fled and came out. Now, as a 7-year child, when you see this kind of thing, if you are not very careful, you collapse. So those are some of the things that I had to go through. And even in secondary school, people who may know and associate with that, is that, at a certain point in time, I had to be walking from very far away, Kronop, to Dichemso to go to school at Osechrifi. And those who are familiar with commercial environment will understand how you can walk that distance and go to school and not even get late.
What kept you going?
That I wanted education for myself, because you see, you look back and you see that, there's not much land for you to farm, right? And there are no other alternatives. So what do you do? So why? The education then offers you an opportunity, and thank God that we persisted, and it has rewarded us, and we never regret going through school. Sometimes they say, my uncle used to say, you're not going to school to come and write on my tongue. Why don't you stop and go and work and get money? And I said, no. It is not. There were attractions of going to Nigeria. People. My brother-in-law had gone there. He's brought some motorbike and some things. And my mother sometimes say, why is it that these people, when they come, they get something and
you are still in school?
I said, you don't know what I'm looking for. My primary objective is to get the best of it, because my siblings, none of them went to school. I'm the only one. We are 5, and I'm the only one who went to school. And so when my mother was convinced about that fact, then she agreed that, look, she will allow me to do what I wanted to do and not force me to go to Nigeria. And around that, just before 2 years, there was this mass return of Ghanaians and
Ghana must go.
That kind of thing. I said, look, if I had gone there, you see,
you'd still be on your way back in a couple of years.
So, there are lots of lessons.
Do I get a sense that this is a historical piece? It's certainly non-fictional. You didn't make this up.
No. It's about my life. It's about real things that happened to me and the lessons that I have learned in terms of what are the carry-aways, because sometimes, for instance, I was in Commonwealth Hall, right? I was the JCL secretary of Commonwealth Hall. And sometimes when people meet me and I tell them I was in Commonwealth Hall, they are like, you are not like that. But Commonwealth Hall is not deviance. They're made up of very committed and hardworking individuals. Sometimes because we study hard, you had to find an avenue of
release,
cooling off. And so that's why people engage in some of those things, Now I'm the JCL secretary, and my president had gone to the dining hall. There was a problem, commotion. I said that the food was very small. The people were very angry. They wanted to go inside and do chat. So the president went there, left, and then some people came to see me in my room. That there's commotion at the dining hall. Why don't I go there? So I went there. Then I said, what's the problem? They say the food. I said, so we say we want to charge. If we charge, what will we do? They say we'll eat the food. I said, but if we eat the food, then the food is not bad. So then why are we going to charge? Can I make arrangements with the matron that she may add a little more rice and beans? It was rice and beans. Then there was, and I knew that the opera was not about going inside. It's about the feeling that when they get a little more,
things will get done.
So I went inside to talk to the matron. I said, Madam, can you add some beans and some rice? I said, look, you see, one bag is supposed to serve so and so and so. I said, okay, madam, if they come inside and they eat and they destroy things here, what will be the value that you are going to give as the quantity of things that just add a little. And I reckon that the people in the queue were not that large. And I said, madam, you see, when you see the queue had finished, you can go back to, because the people who are coming may not necessarily know that this was what has happened. And when I did that, you know, and they started adding, come and see. The people started, look, by the time that the other were coming, the queue was over.
So you started getting results way before the Professor Yao Eboafo that know today.
Yes, as a student leader, I had very responsible. And I'm saying that this is one of the key lessons that I learned, that leaders must take responsibility. Because when they do, they can change, because you are not a follower. So if every time you do what your followers want you to do, then who is the leader? And there are times that we must be able to stand with the people that we are leading and let them understand issues.
So today is the launch of the book.
Yes.
Who will be the, where is it, what time is it?
Oh, the book will be launched at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences at 4 p.m. Today. And so that is where we are going to do that, and that is the time. And hopefully by 7 December, the event may be over. And we anticipate that people who have had association with me and have known me may come and support me, because it's not easy publishing a book.
How long were you writing this one for?
Oh, it didn't take long in writing that, because if I don't know whether if you recollect, in 2018, before I exited from graphic, I used my column to chronicle some of the things that had happened to me in my lifetime, including things at the workplace. And so when I decided to write, I took about 3 months.
You had a firm foundation in place.
I had the first drafts. Okay. It's moving from the draft. You know, I was in school, class 1 for only 1 term, you know, and they pushed me to. And so I didn't learn how to write ABCD. Therefore, sometimes my handwriting is difficult to read. And so the people who did the typing, it took a long time. I had to go over correction, because sometimes they didn't see what I have written there. And so that took a longer time in getting the draft in the form that was publishable, and then getting it published, you know. I mean, you have to pay a certain percentage before that they will do the publication.
You surmounted all those hurdles, and now the book is here today. It's being launched at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Science. I think we'll all be there to throw massive support
I'm grateful
your way.
Offer, listen, you know, because these days people don't read much, you know, and we need to reinvent, because reading makes you a better scholar. In the sense that when you are reading, see, you are speaking to yourself as well as that. And that acquisition of knowledge, I mean, it keeps on, and your mind is constantly reminded. And that's another way of building upon your vocabulary and your presentation skills and all that.
Just in case you needed a reminder that you have to read, here is another good one. Professor Yao Eboafo has written an autobiography, Atre, A Stream Which Never Dries, a story of resilience, chronicling his life and experiences. It will be launched today at 4 p.m. at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. And the NMC chairman is inviting all of us to be there and hear some of the stories and the message that the book carries for all of us, media practitioners, students of history, the general public, and everybody else, especially about how it talks about resilience and how leaders should assume responsibility. Prof, thank you for making time to sit with us this morning. We'll do well to be there. This is Breakfast on GTV. We'll take a break. When we return, Studio 5 with the sports update.
now time for the sports update on GTV and GTV Sports Plus. My name is Akusia AJ, and we'll be looking at the Paralympic Games. We're looking at the Black Stars as well. We'll also look at some games that have been going on. In our first story, Ghana's Haruna Tahiru led Team Ghana's contingent at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Paralympic Games, which opened last night in the French capital. Team Ghana is seeking to improve their performance at the Paralympic Games.
Sports. Before now, there's been athletics, powerlifting and cycling, right back to 2004. Zainabu Issa is the 44-year-old. He'll be competing in the shot put and the discus. Tahiru Haruna, powerlifter, 30-year-old. She represented Ghana in para-arm wrestling at the championships in Ghana.
Grande-Bretagne.
Great Britain. Well, the birthplace of the Paralympics movement, where, in very simplistic terms, Dr. Ludwig Guttmann began to promote his passionate belief in the power of sport to change life. His legacy acknowledged.
We do wish the team the very best. They have promised Team Ghana at least a medal from the disciplines they will be participating in. And to some other stories, and a former International Boxing Federation champion, Joseph King Kong Agbekpo, has launched the maiden edition of the Joseph Agbekpo Fight Night. The championship is set for November 8, 2024 at the Kitase Basketball Arena in the Eastern region.
The Joseph Agbekpo Foundation will in November this year staged its first fight night. The setting for the championship is the Kitase Basketball Arena in the Eastern region. On the 8th, the championship, codenamed the Joseph Agbekpo Fight Night, the new generation will pit boxers between amateur and juvenile together and some professionals. Despite his retirement from professional boxing, Joseph King Kong Agbekpo says his passion for the sport is a deep commitment to restoring Ghana's boxing legacy. Reflecting on the golden era of Ghanaian boxing during the 70s, 80s and 90s, Agbekpo expressed disappointment at the current state of the sport. He reminisced about the high-caliber fight that once captivated audiences and lamented the decline in quality and public interest. He believes the Joseph Agbekpo Fight Night will help correct the wrongs.
I couldn't go to Olympics Games. I went to Commonwealth Games. I couldn't get medal. I couldn't go to the Olympics Games. If I'm able to produce a boxer from the juvenile and amateur and is able to go to Olympics and be able to win a gold medal at the Olympics, I'll feel I have won that medal. If I'm able to produce a boxer who can be great like Azuma Nelson or like Muhammad Ali, I will still feel fulfilled. I will feel like I have achieved that. And this is the beginning of that journey that I want to, the dream that I want to achieve.
The CEO of Game TV, Madame Bibi Bright, says they will do everything possible to help revive boxing in the country, hence their role as headline sponsors.
Azuma Nelson was one of our boxers that projected Ghana on the international level. Ikote projected Ghana on the international level. Mr. Joseph projected Ghana on the international level. Now we have boxers that are just community boxers, and these are very talented boxers. And what can we do as a people to project them so that when they get to that level, they don't just project their names, they also project the name of Ghana. So we decided that we are going to pay a special attention to boxing and see how we can partner with promoters to project the industry, to give these little boys and the new generation a chance for them to actually achieve their goals, and whatever it is they dream can be brought to life. So at Game TV, we want to pledge our allegiance and our commitment to the boxing industry, and we hope that this path that we have set on will take us to greater heights, all in the name and honor of Ghana.
Agbekpo won the world title in 2007 and defended it successfully twice. Says his foundation has decided to make the championship free for all in the Eastern region.
And now to rugby, where players participating in the ongoing Ghana Rugby Club Championship 7th Men and Women Championship are excited as the resumption of the league. After almost 4 years of absence, players say they are grateful to the leadership of Ghana Rugby Union for the introduction of the league.
The University of Ghana Rugby Stadium at Legon is hosting the 2024 Ghana Rugby Union Club Championships. It has been 3 weeks of action, and some players are grateful to officials for bringing back the league. It's been almost 4 years without playing competitively. This was the reaction from some players, both old and new, on the ongoing Sevens League.
Look, I'm very happy. I mean, we've won all our games up to now. We've had a couple of very hard games, including one today against Northern Lions. It's great to see actually a club coming from the north and playing so well. So they gave us a scare, but we came through. So now we wait for the finals next week. We've got to be in it to win it.
Each and every week we are having new players, old players coming in to watch and to participate in the game. Like, you know, the game was dead for a while, but now, thank God, it has been resurrected and the play is flowing.
The whole point is to have fun and to also raise the young ones to get opportunities to play the national teams and stuff. So we are happy for all of them to show up. So we are really, really happy.
Thank Almighty God for bringing back the rugby. Because for the past 4 years, I've been thinking, what is happening to our game? Now it's good, everybody has come on board. And I hope those other clubs, 2 or 3 clubs who are not on board, when it comes to the 15, they will come on board. They can see how the game is very enjoyable. Actually, this one is just like exhibition. And you can see I don't have to play, but I just have to show the players that they can do something. Much more we, the veterans, the rugby pioneers in Ghana, we are playing. So it means that they can play.
We want rugby to bounce back as how it used to be at first. The love, the enjoyment, every Sunday, even when you're in the house, you are praying and running for weekend to come so that you can come here and come and have the feel of the game. That's what we are all aiming towards.
Me like this, I'm an old player, which my school was the first school to start playing rugby in Ghana over here. And everybody have to come and support so that the game will go up, so that we will be at the top. Now the love is coming, and actually by the maybe 3 to 4 months time, we'll be all together as one and play the game.
10 male teams, namely Accra Rugby Club, Hunters Rugby Club, Conquest Soccer Club, Accra Majestic Rugby Football Club, Northern Lions Rugby Football Club, Ugwa Warriors Rugby Football Club, Ida Sports Rugby Club, My League Rugby Club, Dansoman Hurricanes and African Warriors are participating, with 4 female teams battling for honors. They are Conquest Ladies, My League Rugby Football Club, Anyanya Community Rugby Football Club, and Ugwa Warriors. The final round of matches will take place this weekend at the National Rugby Stadium.
I'm really happy, but let me say, not me per se, the players are so happy to show their passion. You know, some of them, it's a long time they've played, so this league coming back, for them playing up to 4 weekends is really massive for them. And you know, this is a way of a warm-up towards the women and men's 15s upcoming competition. This year again we have men's 15, so it's also in preparation towards that, whilst the women have 7s, so we are preparing for the women's. It's good to see both officials, players, clubs having fun, enjoying to play rugby. It's on this beautiful stadium, rugby stadium. And more to the point, you're having teams coming all the way from the north, competing with already known competitive team here, Accra Rugby. So it's very good to see. And then we also have the Get Into Rugby, that's the development side, also showing their passion for rugby. So it's a very good achievement in terms of this organization of the Ghana Rugby Club Championship, 7 men and women. This is a warm-up, so the finals, hopefully, like for instance, this weekend we had top 3 from each group competing competitively this week. So the finals will be next week, 31st. We are going to go on a short break, and then we then start with the 15s. So it's in line with the 15s. So this year we're going to have a lot of competition before December.
And now to beach soccer, where the Ghana Beach Soccer Premier League produced 40 goals in a thrilling match day 9 fixtures in Zone 1 and Zone 2. Let's check some of the highlights.
Here are the results. Sea Sharks had a walkover over Senior Sharks. Nungwa Beach Soccer Club 3, Dansoman Beach Soccer Club 3. Tesh United 3, Layoka 6, Okra Rangers 1, Cheetah 7. In Zone 2 at the Kita Emancipation Beach in the Volta region, Ada Assurance 6, Keji Miracle Beach Soccer Club 1, Keji Aveji Mighty Warriors 3, Tegby Ocean Stars 1, Voje Iron Breakers 3, Kita Sunset Sport 3.
And now to football, as the president of the Ghana Football Association, Ket Edwin Semyon Okaraku, has reiterated that his administration is working to bring back the 12-man to match centers, while highlighting some of the measures they are willing to put in place at the just ended GFA Congress.
That our game has areas for improvement, and the Executive Council and my good self are committed to addressing all the identified problems in our football ecosystem. Indeed, our focus for the next 12 months will be, like I said earlier, on consolidating our gains and addressing identified weaknesses as we work to successfully win the 12-man. The 12-man is the fun, our supporter, your supporter. Our key objectives for the year would include the following: bring back the 12-man, that's our fans, by creating an attractive product and enhancing fan engagement, focusing on youth development through initiatives like the Interdistrict U15 and U17 festivals, continue to invest in referees through training and development programs, improving coach education, and of course, enhancing engagement with all key stakeholders to foster a sense of unity and cooperation. To achieve these objectives, we will implement various strategies, including enhancing club licensing standards to ensure compliance with CAF and FIFA regulations, investing in marketing and promotions to increase visibility and attract new fans, introducing new TV and radio partnerships to expand our reach, enhancing security arrangements at games to ensure safety and security, and implementing mandatory pre- and post-match press conferences at all levels in the top 3 of our football system.
Well, still on football, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, has assured delegates at the GFA Congress that the ministry and the NSA are willing to work hand in hand to lift the faces of stadiums in the country.
Commitment to sports development. I have directed the National Sports Authority to liaise with the Ghana Football Association and to ensure that once these facilities are upgradement and renovations are all done now, we get CAF to license some of these facilities. And some of them are the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, which government invested heavily in making sure that we use it to host the 13th African Games. We should invite CAF for CAF to come and license the stadium. Also, the recently commissioned Takwa and Aboso Stadium. I've directed an NSA to liaise with the Ghana Football Association to get CAF to also get us approval.
And also Division 1 League campaigners Hohoe United FC over the weekend hosted Kumasi Asante Kotoko in Hohoe. The game was played in honor of the late mother of Honorable John Peter Amewu, Member of Parliament for the Hohoe constituency and the Minister for Railway Development. The game, which was played at the Park to Capacity Hohoe Sports Stadium, ended in a 1-1 draw.
with security threats together, President appeals to African nations.
Government saves 345 million cedis through nationwide payroll monitoring, says the employment minister.
Stay and account for your stewardship, Mahama, to press and government officials.
Over 860 million cedis required to complete Lakbeshi Coastal Protection Project, says Western Housing Minister Opong Nkrumah.
Okay.
Ghanaian Times. Daily Graphic.
Right. Boosting regional security, we must unite to fight terrorism. President Akufo-Addo to African nations.
Okay. Minister hails Graphic Zoomlion Cleanest Region Ranking Initiative.
Okay. Yoko wins 4 Audit Agency Excellence Awards.
And that's your Daily Graphic this morning, August 29.
Okay. Daily Guide, Minister tames a Blackwest bully pulpit tactics.
Jomoro Cocoa Farmers praise Cocoa Board.
Let's create a secure continent. Nana, okay, so this is not coming up again if I see it.
Okay, and Hisense and Real Madrid strike a deal. Okay.
National Voice. Private lotto operators fight NLA over attempt to collapse their operations under NLA's 2024 license agreement.
IPG says NDC left a feeble economy in 2016.
MPP symbolizes peace and stability, Kodia Frimpong
And
says.
pay your debts. Ghana, a GCB bank says to Ghanaians. Okay, so we're throwing it back to August of 1956. Wow. You see the camera? This is the camera they were using back then.
Best in box camera.
It's like a cement block.
It's called the
Agfa.
Agfa Synchro Box.
And no go lie you.
Wow.
And then there was an ad there about a program. They say Radiac Punch, particularly the Radiac Punch, the poplin shirt for the man who insists on comfort and style, in 6 attractive pastel shades with single cuffs, a smart cutaway collar, economically priced at 29.11 shillings and all that stuff.
Wow.
At Kingsway.
Kingsway.
Okay, and so this was an homage to Ghana dead chiefs. Mr. Taki, elder brother of the late Ga Manche, Ni Taki Tawia II, Tawia, opening the vault of the late Manche at the Royal Mausoleum at Tesano in order to pour libation and sprinkle quickly in memory of the dead. So this is what was happening back then in 1956. Apprentice goldsmith jailed for stealing. Stealing, nobody today is that.
Udate Late, the accused pleaded guilty in this charge.
Okay. All right,
Udate
1956
Late.
papers. What is this again?
One for the road. It's midnight. And
the cruise.
Okay.
Pull up at Bibiani for some refreshment. Right with them was graphic cameraman Samuel Bedu, who flashed this as they sipped their drinks at the control point.
Okay.
The cruise, challenging my cruise.
So it's like social media now.
Yeah. Special notice to all importers. Okay.
There's the motto supplement, when lifelong friendships are broken.
Okay. All right. So that's your daily graphic in 1956.
Oh, okay.
How about this one?
Never seen before, the Hollywood Auto Rodeo team presents their new rodeo on 4, Veralis.
It's a car test. It's a car test. They say cut and keep carefully the screening schedule. And look at the cinemas. I was at the Rex last week for a really interesting event. So these are the cinemas that were opening back then. Rex, Opera, Royal, Globe, Roxy. In Kumasi, what do you have?
There's Rex, there's Odeon, and there's...
Pictodrome. Pictodrome. I'm sure Kofi Capital knows them. Secondly, Takrady, Prempe Palace, Venice, Jandu Palace. These were the cinemas running back in the day, man.
Okay.
Wow.
Motto supplements, wives in rally.
Okay. So the wives of the colonial people were also doing their racing while the men were running. And then some tires, man. PZ is still around. Patterson Zokolos.
Yeah.
This is the tire they were using.
Oh, wow.
More mileage, more silence. 1956. How many years ago was this, man? 78? Wow.
Nowhere near born.
Wow. I'm telling you, nowhere.
Nowhere near born.
My dad was 16 now.
Nowhere near born.
All right, 1956, old papers. Okay, that's our throwback peek into the past. And we're done with the headlines. Who are you with later on?
I am with the man, Brother Sammy.
Okay, he's a worship leader, right?
Yes. I want to ask him today, is he a worship leader or is transitioning into the secular music industry? I'll ask him.
All right. Okay.
But he looks like he's a gospel musician.
Okay, all right. Charlie, take care.
Hasta la vista, baby.
We'll see you. Headlines coming up now.
Oh, gospel singer.
Music from one of the most sensible musicians in our time, says Kofi Kapito. And I do agree with him on that score. He's my guest today, Kofi Kapito, and Kwame Jantua, favorites of mine. And that's not why we brought them here, but hey, they talk a lot of sense as well. Gentlemen, you're both welcome to the show.
Morning,
It's been a while.
Morning. How are you?
I'm very well. Mr. Jantua, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm breathing.
Mr. Usini, how are you doing?
It could be better.
Yes, indeed.
Or they say it could be worse.
What's on your mind this morning, Kofi?
A whole lot.
What's the most important?
The country is actually not doing well. My issue is people that come to sort of beg us, plead with us for us to go and stand in the line and vote for them. When they get the power, don't even listen to us anymore. And we also condone their behavior, so they disrespect us even more. People who were just the average Joe gets an appointment, and all of a sudden, he's telling you that he's smarter, he's richer, and he's powerful than you. And I'm not very happy with both NPP and NDC that their candidates are for the fear of maybe losing some portion of voters, that they would promise to take away the taxes on lotto or betting. Kav, gambling is a vice. And I'm not very happy with all the radio stations, or most of the radio stations and television stations now promoting lotto. Not the NLA one. Okay, if we are not careful, what will happen in 10 years from now, where we will have addicted people who play lotto. And they don't, you see, Ghana, I ask myself, the medical people or the health people, do they even understand that lotto is an addiction?
Yes.
Just like smoking, just like drinking, just like, even sex.
Womanizing.
No, even sex. Are you getting my point? And society frowns on these things, makes it very, very difficult. That's why anytime the government is ready, they will put a tax on alcohol and tobacco, just to deter people from not participating in it. Then I have two presidential aspirants. It is wrong, it is wrong, it is wrong. And I'm asking the religious people, the churches, the imams, the parents, that you sit aloof, and some, because both people, they have failed to provide jobs for the young generation. And I've dealt with the younger people, and they are saying that they don't have any jobs, and the only thing they can make money, and then they are going to be taxed. I have information for them. Any money that you make is salary, and every salary is taxable. The reason why we should even tax the lotto, as we are taxing tobacco and alcohol, is we can use it to treat people when they become addicted to it. Is it AAA? Alcohol, yes, and all those people.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Anonymous, and all those organizations.
I think you even have Gambling Anonymous now.
Yes, everything. Do you know how many people have lost their livelihood, lost their family, and even sometimes lost their own lives because of gambling? People go to a gambling wherever, and they come back, and sometimes even without their car keys. And I'm calling the Minister for Finance, the Interior Minister. This is the time for them to tell any, look, now the radio stations will tell you that this is their lotto, 1, 2, 3, 4. Choose number one. Number one is for us. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of country do I live in? And then you say we have leaders? I'm talking about both John Mahama, President, and Vice President Bawumia. Please stop this nonsense. This thing should not happen in a country that we claim to be, quote unquote, religious country. Why are we doing this to ourselves? To the future, me, I'm old. Very soon, Kwame, I'm praying that you go before me. But very soon, we all go. But the question is, what about the unborn? Are we going to leave the country to be a gambling? Look, America, quote unquote, that they say they are liberated and all that. They have one particular city, which is Las Vegas, Sin City.
Full of mad people.
Sin City. They tell anything that happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. And we are allowing. And this lotto, whatever people, there's a paper there that they say they are fighting there. Look, lotto should not be given to any private individual. Let me tell you the reason why states even do, or government does lotto. It's for development. That is why lotto is even allowed. Because that collective money, you say you want better schools. We can use the lotto money to do better schools, better roads. We can use the lotto money to do better roads, better hospitals, but not private lotto. Every private lotto should fall under NLA, and they are complaining that they are being asked to pay some licensing fee.
They should pay, eh?
Please. Look, let me tell you what. If you win, quote unquote, that jackpot in America, that sometimes people win almost $1 billion. I think the highest was almost 800 and something million dollars. Right? Do you know the percentage of taxes on it? 42%.
Of your 800 million.
42%.
Back to the state.
But yeah, because the state needs it, the federal government also needs it. So there's a federal tax and there's a state tax. We have idiots. This one I'm angry because I know people who are becoming addicted to it.
How bad is it?
It is very, very
for
bad.
The people that you know.
It is very, very, very. Look, and what is the danger now? Because it's on your mobile phone. Your 7-year-old boy, 8-year-old boy will go and hide somewhere and play lotto on their phone. Because now we give mobile phones to kids as young as 4 years. And society, like I said, the pastors, the imams, the president himself, President Akufo-Addo, you have children, you have grandchildren. This is something that we should not entertain. Period. It is not proper. We are building a nation of gamblers. You go out there, you are the media people, talk to them. They are angry. And I agree with them that they say because they don't have jobs. So the easiest way for the candidates, and that is even irresponsible on both President John Mahama and the vice president, to tell them that because you cannot give them jobs, you allow them to play lotto without taxing them. The tax should deter them. Actually, we should increase it.
A lot on Kofi Kapito's mind, and it has to do with gambling. We'd love to hear from you on that score. Those of you who are gambling, and those of you who are equally as angry about it as he is, would love to hear from you as well. 055-556-1034. Mr. Jantua, what's on your mind? What's burning your heart this morning?
Good morning to our viewers. Good morning, Kofi. I've just come from another TV station talking about the same thing.
Okay.
Dead against it.
Gambling?
Yes. The addictiveness of it is what is killing. And I asked the question. President Mahama's children were at the launch, weren't they? Dr. Bawumia has children. Will they allow them to bet? And for me, it's a lazy man's way of creating jobs. Do the hardcore and create the jobs. Because when you create the jobs and the youth are addicted, the money they get will go into betting. And because it will go into betting, they would feel free money. But then they are losing money. How many of them win? How many? I think it is deplorable for our leaders to say we are cancelling what? Betting tax, and the youth, oh boy, they are happy. No, I will not allow my children to bet. I would not allow it. Go there and do the hard graft. If I take you to school and you have brains and you learn, go find a job. Don't go and bet. But it goes to show our educational curricula is not strong enough for people to say, yeah, I don't have a job, but I'm going to create my own. How many? How many? Number two thing on my heart, I beg, next year, I don't want the Auditor General to come and say, the money that we took for this drought has been misused. I beg. Huh? They said they need what? 8.36 what?
Billion?
Is it billion? Billion cedis.
Yes.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
They are
$500 million.
Okay. They are taking 500 million from contingency fund. They are cutting some of the sectors, the monies they are giving them, and they are taking another 500 million from somewhere else. The 500 million from contingency fund, the 500 million they are taking from somewhere else, does it not make up the 8.36? How much is that? Isn't that 1 billion? Does it not make up? I beg, please, MPP, I beg you, don't let the Auditor General come and tell us next year that money was misappropriated.
The Finance Minister has made a request to withdraw 500 million cedis for the contingency fund to deal with this drought issue.
It's not the only one, because I heard Sticker yesterday. They are also taking money from other sectors, even from the agricultural ministry. They are cutting and taking money. But you see, with this drought thing, they saw it coming. They saw it coming. When you speak to the Meteo people tell you that they did advise the Ministry of Agriculture. Unfortunately, the Ministry of Agriculture misinterpreted the data that was brought. They saw it coming. But anyway, if you didn't see it coming, where's irrigation? What has happened to the irrigation in the planting for food and jobs? Have we been able to put that together? Anyway, how can you put it together when all your water bodies are this color with heavy metal in it? How can you put it together? And so sometimes some of these things that happen, we create it ourselves. Because where irrigation is concerned for agriculture, by now we should have been flowing with irrigation everywhere. Flowing with irrigation everywhere. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do it. I beg, please, Minister of Finance, next year, when the Auditor General comes to give an account of how money has been spent, this one, please, well. Because if you look at the Auditor General's report, every time we take money, there's a problem. Every time we take money, there's a problem.
Are we addicted?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Whether we see it as free money.
Probably an addiction, you know.
Whether we see it as free money. Sikanoba. Okay. And I own him. How? That is not what you told Parliament.
That means free money. Look.
You see,
you know the money that they give to the women.
Right? Let me say. At least right now, itemize the things that you need to do with this thing and let the people know. Be transparent about it. We need 200 million here. We need to itemize it. How you are going to use it, let the people know. And don't put it underneath the table. And say, oh, we need 8.36 billion. And then that's it. And we don't know how it is used. This 1,000 cedis they are paying per hectare, is it enough? Is it enough compensation?
The farmer says no.
It's not enough compensation. So tell me, what real study have they done to come up with the 1,000 cedis a hectare? They should show us. The Minister of Agriculture should have shown us. This is what we've done. This is how we've categorized it, and this is why we feel the 1,000 is enough. Has anybody come to tell us that? He just made a blanket statement. We are going to give them 1,000 cedis per hectare. How did you work that out? And this is where the transparency bit and the responsibility bit comes out. And when it doesn't come out like that, Ghanaians are sitting and watching and say, I'm going to say you are giving them 1,000. How did you work it out? How was that worked out? And then the farmers are saying, it doesn't what? It is not enough. How are you going to help to make sure that it's enough? So,
the farmers are saying that they need 3,000 because that's what they make per hectare. Okay, there was a whole thing that the farmers in the north, their association, the president, I think he's a doctor, something, I've forgotten his name, was saying that per hectare they make 3,000, and then you say you give him 1,000. And the question is, would they even get 1,000 farming? That's the question. And
will it be politically aligned?
That is what I was going to go. They will tell you that you are not with us. Okay, this is the only country that you cease to be a Ghanaian when you are labeled for a different party and that party is not in power. So you don't work anymore. Ask businesses that were NDC businesses 8 years ago. How are they faring? And then, touch wood, if MPP loses this election, in 2 years, businesses that were NDC businesses will collapse.
Well, MPP businesses.
MPP businesses. How do you expect the country to go? That is why I'm not trying to do. I didn't come here on the Afafanto ticket, but that is why Honorable Alan Chemati says that duopoly should cease. That we should think about Ghana. Everybody is a Ghanaian, regardless of which color. And in Ghana, and people are happy because when they get it, and you talk about it, they will tell you, hey, the same. I'm talking about people that you think should be beyond that.
Kind of thinking.
This is a country that you take a young man to go and look for a job. They will ask you, a 21, 22-year-old boy, or 25, what party does he belong to? Even if he doesn't belong to your party, this is the time to convince him for him to change.
Then we CPP, we are dead.
That is what I'm saying. Look, Alan says, you know all their manifestos. The only manifesto that doesn't speak about this gambling tax is the GTP. Because he thought about it. Alan says, no, Ghana, we cannot be doing this to ourselves. Where change of government, hopefully, God's willing, next year, public toilets, Kafui, public toilets.
We saw it. We saw it happen.
And the most annoying thing is, you have idiots within the parties, and I'm not going to apologize for anything. Idiots within the party sitting on the fence, waiting for MPP to lose so that they'll go and take over the toilets.
Toilet coup.
Yes, they are waiting. And then you ask yourself, you don't make anything of yourself as a Ghanaian than to sit for 8 years for your party to come, for you to go and take over a toilet. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm getting angry as a Ghanaian.
I know.
I'm getting frustrated as an older man in Ghana because the throwback that you did, Ghana before, and then if you see the streets of Accra, if you see even the clothes and the skin of the people, back then, you ask yourself, where did we go wrong?
There's a picture of Dankwa Circle, 1962. There were street lights, there was road line marking, there were traffic lights, there were road signs. Then, today, go and see. And we say we are what? We're in the 21st century.
What was it like? What was it like in the 50s and 60s?
Wonderful. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Alfie, you are talking about the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kumasi Kwame and I went to Odeon.
Odeon. Rex.
Okay. Okans.
Okans.
Okay. And then for the people in the north, there was a place, they have the Zongo area has a movie place called Dunia.
Dunia, yes.
Dunia. And then there was one in Abu Abu. I get it, every community. You see, that is how sick people who claim they are more educated now, they are the most useless people in Ghana.
And there were midwives in every locality.
I keep saying this. At the age of 9 or 10, when my mother was coming to Accra permanently, we came on a night train, sleeper
train,
with beds, with restaurants.
Train.
And then 2024, you go and do some Impakadan nonsense, and you are telling me I should be happy. By now, train should be going all over Ghana.
Even so, even better, you could work your day by the buses.
Yes.
You know a time when the bus stop, the bus will come. You can work your time with the buses.
That's going on time. Opera Square. That was the central bus terminal. Now go to Opera Square and see. It's all stores. That's why I ask myself, the planners, the thinkers. As that man, that also for Reverend Mate says, this is I'm asking Ghana. And these same idiots get on a plane. Go to some man's country, that is where Bruni, you and the Bruni sat in the same class. Gone were the days that when you were traveling, your family, the whole family will come and say bye-bye to you at Kotoka Airport, and they will cry as if you are not returning. That's funny. They'll take a whole bus. Now, you go to London and America and come like this. Nobody even cares. And then we go and we see. Look, this is what Angel TV and then Cashman TV. They are showing some things on their television. They said tomorrow Friday, final one, they would expose every influential person who is behind this Galamsey nonsense. And you see, I am angry, that's why I'm using words like nonsense and idiots. Because these are the people who promise to make my life better. Kafi, we are going to go to the story. Water. Why do you think Ghana water is having a problem? If you have water like this, no matter how much treatment you do to it, it will not be as better as this one. And then we are sitting, we are allowing not even Ghanaians. When you talk, they say, oh, look, to me, the moment we move from, quote unquote, Galamsey to small scale mining, that is where our trouble started.
Look, Kofi, Ghanaians are not angry enough.
No, we are not. I agree with you.
Not angry enough. Isn't it shameful? Yes, it's their responsibility too. But isn't it shameful for Otumfuo to show the president the way? Isn't it?
By disowning those chiefs the other day.
Isn't it? The president, President Akufo-Addo, said he had put his presidency on the line. And Otumfuo has been able to show the way. Even his DCE cannot tackle those doing Galamsey in Ashanti. Even before Otumfuo did that, Nana Osei-Bonsu, Mampohini, try, and come and do Galamsey. And you're telling me the political leaders did not see it? Or is it because they are gaining interest from it? Just recently, a few days ago, a company has gone into one of the reserves, hasn't it? Trying to start Galamsey in the forest reserves. When they asked the forestry department, they said, oh, they haven't heard anything about it. They are not going to find out. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Look, in these manifestos, two of them, the one thing I haven't seen is where they ask themselves, Why is poverty rife in Ghana? What is creating poverty in Ghana? Let's try and identify what is creating poverty. But rather, what are they doing? Free this, free that, free this, free that.
You go and borrow.
Free this, free that, free that, free that. Would you not try and stem poverty? I wrote it because I couldn't understand. One of the manifestos was talking, I think it was the NDC manifesto was talking about health. Would you not try and find out why people's kidneys are failing? So that you reduce it, so that you advise, so that you train, so that you tell people what to eat and what not to eat? Rather, you'd rather open dialysis centers for people to continue doing what they are doing to injure their kidneys? I don't see it in the manifestos. These are the type of things we need to teach. It should be in there. We will teach Ghanaians what it takes to get kidney problems, what it takes to get lung problems, the non-communicable diseases. We will see how best we can limit it.
Well, I know that the Galamsey is causing a rise in kidney problems.
Part and parcel of it.
If you don't have good drinking
It is
water.
part and
Kidneys
parcel.
can't deal with
It
this.
is part and
Your kidneys
parcel
can't deal
of
with
it.
this.
That is why it doesn't take just one president leader to solve this. It's a national issue. And I expect and I hoped that President Akufo-Addo, in the last 6 months, he calls a national dialogue on Galamsey and tells us.
For more talk?
Whatever the case is, he's going for good. Ain't coming back again. Never again is he coming back. If you won't even leave a legacy, leave that as a legacy. Chiefs, all of you come. Let's see how best. We have done it to this stage. Let's see how best, all of us.
What do you think is the greatest challenge to fighting Galamsey? What is the biggest problem?
It's money.
Too much money involved.
It's money.
When I
watch Gold Rush on DSTV, and they pan the gold, and they get just a little bit,
get
not
like
much.
some small stone like
When
this.
they tell you how much
It's
how
good
much
money.
they are going to sell it for,
money.
millions of dollars. So the money element
It's crazy.
is crazy.
Listen, gentlemen, I'm glad you're both here. I'm glad you recall times past, because I'm just about to speak to a very well-known Ghanaian cinematographer, filmmaker, photographer, Presbyterian minister. He's famous for working as a personal cinematographer for Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and for his involvement in award-winning movies like Love Brood, In the African Pot, and Heritage Africa. He has documented important moments in Ghana's history and worked on international projects. He including the filming of the Congo crisis in 1960, studied in Poland, in Paris, in the US, earned several degrees, including a PhD. In a career spanning over 40 years, he held various positions, very significant ones, in the Ghana Film Industry Corporation, where he created many films and documentaries that won international recognition. And today he celebrates his 92nd year on Earth.
He was honored recently.
Yes, indeed. Reverend Chris Hesse, happy birthday. Good morning. Welcome to GTV Breakfast. How does it feel to be 40 a decade and 2 years?
I feel good. You know, because the Lord has been faithful to me. You know, so let me enjoy my 92.
How will you be celebrating your 92nd birthday, Reverend Hesse?
Oh, it's today.
Yes,
it's today. It's here. And I'm in it already. So just a question of you taking, how will you, but I'm in already. And I'm taking cold. And I'm not a birthday fan, actually. I'm not a birthday fan.
Right.
But each birthday, I think quietly in my hall, I think quietly in my room, you know, talking to her pocket. I'll be chatting to her with her pocket.
You're chatting with headquarters?
Yes.
What is headquarters telling you? Because it's getting close.
When you are talking to headquarters, you don't talk, you listen.
I like that. and what are you hearing? What are you hearing from headquarters as you are listening?
No, it's for you. It's for you. You don't change.
Reverend Gracie, it's such a delight.
You hear the good news, but you don't change.
Indeed. It's such a delight. It's such a delight talking to you. When you sit in your quiet moments, reflecting over this very long and rich life you have had, what stands out most for you?
To me, the journey I've taken for 92 years.
Yes.
No, it's God's blessing, because our God has himself as a very kind, but a loving, mighty God, and He has protected me, He has opened the way for me, and deal with me throughout. So, the only thing I can do is to praise Him and thank Him for taking good care of me. Because He really see me through a lot of things. Yes. And I've made death on few occasions that see it, I'm alive without any scar on my body.
Indeed. And we
so it's not worshiping such a God.
We thank God for that.
He is the God Almighty.
A word with the upcoming filmmakers, photographers, cinematographers. What would be Reverend Chris Hessie's big tips to them for them to excel?
We should be able to see the truth. We should be able to show things which will encourage people to learn and look into the future. See, because at the moment, since I do have sense of people, there's no sense of it. So a lot of rubbish, a lot of junk being shown on various TV, which is very, very bad. It lowers the standard of Ghana. And when somebody comes visit us here and see such things, they show daylight. It's an insult to the Ghanaian personality, which was left for us some time ago. We have our own personality, and we shouldn't ruin. Culturally speaking, we are at the top. But now it seems as if we are down there. As if we don't know what we are about. But we know what we are about. And God has taught us to know the way how to go about it. But it seems as if we are just toying with things which have been given to us free. So we should fall in line and behave properly.
I like that.
The filmmakers should fall in line and make proper things.
Okay.
And you see, that was,
yes, sir.
At a certain time, the film industry was sold. The film industry, which was booming, was sold. You see, and that gave the crack, a big crack in our national affairs. Yes, it was sold. Then the person who was selling the film industry, the seller refused, the seller forgot to tell the buyer that there are things to be protected, the film to be stored, equipment there to be stored, and the buyer, the seller, out of his irresponsible life, gave everything to the buyer. And the buyer took him and said, we don't need. So he put all our equipment, all the things we have made, the black and white things, they burnt everything. The Malaysians burnt everything. And so the sellers are still working in the street. Yes, they are criminals and they should be punished. Yes, they are criminals. They sold our culture. The Film Corporation was our culture base, our culture base, foundation. And he sold everything. It's wickedness.
It still hurts you to this day.
No, it nearly killed me. You know that it hurts. It's small. It nearly killed me. So it was a wicked decision. Very, very wicked. And you see, at the time when the film industry was booming, yeah, it was then booming to sell it, to make money. And find a couple, find out who are those who need it, that station now. Who are those running? No, who sold it? Yeah, so those running the place now. Very wicked people.
There's headquarters
and
sometimes tell you about.
Let me tell you something. When they sold it there, they forgot that there were human beings working there. And some of the workers died prematurely without any people have not been paid their retirement benefits up to now. They died penniless. Very wicked. And this is what we are seeing now. Yeah. That's why I'm annoyed. So maybe I'm being a bit wicked. That people were wicked to it. So that's why I'm telling them that they were wicked people.
It's good. It's good to get these things off your chest, and then you feel free. So I'm glad we're giving you a platform to express. No, it's good that it's good that you've got it off your chest.
Already. It is off my chest already, but because you brought it, that's why you brought it back to my chest. So take it off my chest.
Okay, Reverend, I'm taking it off your chest right now so that you can enjoy your birthday. Reverend, I want to leave by asking you, of all the thousands of films you've made and photographs you've taken, do you have a couple of favorite ones that you can describe, and I'll come and check them out later on?
So the films?
Yes. What's your favorite film?
So Heritage Africa, then the Majesty Sergeant.
Okay.
So these were the historical films we made.
Okay.
The Love Good African Post. Very nice things.
And then, how about photographs? Any favorite photograph that you took that you always remember? So, wow, man, I took a great photograph.
Any what?
Photographs. Any favorite photos that you recall?
When you say photograph, I still pictures or movies.
Pictures, yes, still pictures. Do you have any stills that you really?
We're doing movies, motion pictures.
Okay.
Motion pictures. Yes. Photo session, meeting.
Okay, so everything was delineated nicely. So, Love Good and African Pot, Heritage Africa. Those are your favorite movies.
Majesty Sergeant.
Majesty Sergeant. We'll go and check them out and make sure that the younger people get to watch them.
Majesty Sergeant was a film we shot showing how Ghanaians fought the Second World War in Burma.
Fantastic. Reverend Hesse, happy birthday to you. I'll leave you with the space to just give us your birthday message on this day, 29th of August 2024, as you celebrate your 92nd birthday. What's your message to people who care to listen to you?
Oh, I wish them well. And, the Bible says that I would trust and obey. So they should trust and obey. And everything will be fine. From the top to the last place, we will trust and obey.
Okay.
And the good Lord is in charge.
He's in charge.
The good Lord is in charge. Then he's trusting.
My guests want to say something to you. Kofi Kapito is here. Kwame Jantua is here. They want to say a couple of words to you.
Reverend, happy birthday to you. Reverend Hesse.
Kwame, how are you?
No, I'm Kofi. I'm Kofi. Kwame will come later. Red, I want to ask you, in your endeavor, do you or did you or is there a studio? Did you put some company together named after you, as it pertains in the other world, where people like you will leave such a legacy that it become maybe a training school or something like that?
Kwame.
Kofi.
Kofi, you know something? I worked at the Film Corporation for 40 years with 10 years as managing director, we set up NAFTI.
Sure.
I'm one of the 8 people who set up NAFTI.
Wow.
NAFTI, the film school.
Yes, I know that, yes. The one in Cantonment.
We set up NAFTI, and I taught there for some time. I was a part-time lecturer there.
Okay.
So the foundation has been laid already.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Let me ask, do you think the kind of truncation we've had within our political setup has stalled the film industry in Ghana? Because if you look and you're talking about NAFTI, Ghana should have been way ahead of Nigeria where films are concerned. Do you think what has happened with regards to our film industry has been contributed by all these, truncated by all these challenges, political challenges that we've had?
So, Simon, let's go back to history. The film industry was started in 1948 by the colonial government. They set up a West African film school for Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, and Sierra Leone. So it was started in 1948. And we were training all the West African countries here. But later on, the film industry grew and became the Ghana Film Industry Corporation. When Kwame Nkrumah came, he restructured the whole thing, put up the studios, he built the studios, the recording places, and number one studio in Africa. The filmmakers were coming from South Africa, Egypt, and other places to shoot films here.
Wow.
And we were the leading country. That's why I was saying some few minutes ago that it was very painful that we sold those beautiful things Kwame Nkrumah set up. We sold them. And that has knocked it down. Now we are down. At the moment, the film industry, there's no film industry in Ghana. But fortunately, the government has given the approval. We have everything from colonial, the part of the colonial government up to, Rawlings and etc. So will be told. The coup makers, we see them. Those who overthrew the government, we will see. We will see. They are all there. The campaign, all those things, it's very sensitive. Then we will see the truth. And the truth will make us free.
Amen. Reverend.
Oh, thank you for saying amen. Thank you for this. Go and do likewise.
Amen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Reverend Hesse. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray. God bless you, sir. Have a great
birthday. Your voices sound like people are on retirement.
Soon we're getting there.
Two of us are on retirement.
Ancient people in modern times. Bye-bye. God bless you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Reverend Christy Hesse, born August 29th, 1932. And he has those 1,300 films that he made. All those negatives, they are in the UK, being stored at some serious 0 degrees temperature. And they are all being digitized. So we'll see all the history, all the stuff that he shot. Yes. Chronicling all that history very, very soon.
My mother is only 2 years older than him.
Your mom is still alive?
Yes, 94.
My mom is 90. She walk. Car, she won't take car. She walk.
She walks.
But you know something? The 10 years of Jerry Rawlings's curfew killed a lot of things in this country.
Music, film,
everything.
Yeah,
the development of Ghana, not
it killed everything. That's why today, even nightlife in Ghana
is gone.
Is non-existent.
Cinemas shut down, clubs shut down.
Before that, my God, we were doing hedonists in the afternoon.
Afternoon jump.
Yes.
Look,
you want to go work?
What?
Saturdays.
What? Every Monday to Friday,
jams.
There was afternoon jump. Metropole. Okay, and you people, I told my daughter that I'm going to the disco. She laughed at me. She said, Daddy, it's not called disco, it's called club. I said, club disco is the same. You know what? Look, every neighborhood has something going on. Mampobi had a place called Klawatuse. You know, Caprice. There were everywhere. Villa Kakalika. You know, Klawa and Kambo. I mean, you know, you see, Keteke stayed longer. So Keteke, you know, I mean, why?
And you see, the good thing was that when you now went back to school, you had a lot of...
On a Saturday, you go to 6:15 at Orion. From there, you go to Popularita. Then now Total. And then the other one, it was owned by Makofi.
Yes.
A Ghanaian.
Yeah.
None of that, we have Lebanese and Indians owning everything in Ghana now. A Ghanaian.
Makofi, he had great ice cream.
Yes. Yeah. From there, we will go to Keteke, like me and others. We were sneaking into Cave because Cave was a little bit higher. You know, it was fun. You finish, you come to Dampa Center. I'm talking about the traditional areas. And then you speak, and somebody who just came from somewhere in the village, because of political expediency, then they argue with you.
We forgive them. Let's have the messages. Forgive them, and Thelma will read messages for us. That was a beautiful throwback. He said, he's taking the thing off his chest. I brought it.
You brought it to his chest.
That is why saying.
I'm almost tempted to just... And some of these things bring your spirits down. But you are hearing the good old days. I only remember 12 from back in the day at Watu. At 12 o'clock, there'll be a to translate all the Indian language to us in the local language. I don't know how they got to speak.
When they brought the film 10 Commandments, you've seen Ghana. 10 Commandments.
What? So messages on our screen 05555611034. Your thoughts and not the thoughts of GBC on areas that will drive development and economic growth. Francis is totally agreeing with Mr. Jantwa that promoting betting is a lazy man's approach of creating jobs for the youth in Ghana. But it be in that we they do small for one pocket money. Francis, that's Criteria sent this from Saturday. Ishmael is wondering how we got here. He says that why about the bet? Why will Parliament allow it in the country? Because it is killing us. Those are the thoughts of Ishmael. Another one is asking who introduced this kind of style of politics in Ghana, thinking that it is destroying, killing the destiny of the nation. Yes, we know it, the best breakfast show in Ghana. Goes on to say there are no jobs, so you do gambling to survive. It's because of the lack of jobs. So a lot of people are talking about the gambling situation. And this think that democracy is the way to go. Please tell Capito and Jantwa that betting is all over the place, in the beer bars, stadiums, at schools and churches. So whether you provide them with jobs or not, you can't stop them from betting. It is their hobby which gives everyone additional income. Please close down. Alan won the NPP primaries. We here have been talking of a union government, is a question someone else is asking. Francis says he's been analyzing the manifestos of the two parties, and he goes into a long breakdown of what the two have to offer. Quite lengthy, so I'm going to skip on there. Back to gambling issues. If care is not taken, there's going to be a generational gap where the current generation will not be able to hand over a proper country to a faithful and reliable youth, where the quality of life will be badly affected. Obi sent this from Taifa. CAF, here's a question for Lawyer Jantwa. What's hindering the CPP from effective mobilization and even campaigning on its own achievement, but had to allow GUM to campaign to the extent that GUM became the third force in the 2020 elections? Frank the Jew, also describing himself as an Nkrumah-spirited person, is asking this question.
Personal interest.
Personal interest.
Yes.
There's an election on Wednesday for your presidential candidate.
Yes.
Lawyer Nochi and there's a lady, the former chairman.
The former chairman.
Yes, yeah.
From
Poma. Yes, those are the two candidates.
Someone is going back to gambling. He said, my nephew used a school fees of 5,000 to bet and lost, and that caused him to stop attending school. Just last week, a teacher used 15,000. We were just talking about that earlier. That family members had gathered for his father's hospital bill for a bet, and he lost it. And
why
he's
do you
saying,
give your nephew 5,000? Why don't you pay the school fees for your nephew? Why do you give your nephew the money?
You don't know how old the nephew is.
5,000 CDs, man. I never paid my own school fees myself. My parents paid it for me.
You know, listen to the
It's irresponsible.
The Reverend Hesse.
Yes.
You know, Ghana was named Black Star for a reason.
Yeah, Lodestar of Africa.
But the question I asked, now I see the black. I don't see any star.
Here's a shot at you, Mr. Capito.
Sure,
Here's one. With all due respect, Kofi Capito, you were not the ones. Were you not the ones who were shouting and campaigning for the current government when NDC was in power? And now you are sitting over there saying what? Yeah. So this is your shot.
So he too was campaigning for NDC.
He said that you were campaigning.
No, he too was campaigning for NDC. Anybody who thought that you are talking campaign for the other side is not with you.
It's a positive note to end the message.
So
bring back the cinemas.
Bring back the cinemas.
you know Ratri Park in Kumasi?
Yes.
When my father wanted to take it over his dead body.
Thank you. And I'm glad he stood his ground. I'm glad he stood his ground.
Now we have at least
a park for relaxation. Yes. Kwame Jantua, Kofi Uzini, aka Kofi Capito, thank you so much. You've made it just a wonderful conversation. Gambling was a big issue, and you don't want your children to be getting involved in stuff like that. It's addictive, and once you go in, you don't come out. We have conversations on creative arts, there's health, and then there's music also. This is GTV Breakfast. Good morning.
Greetings, good morning, welcome back to the show. And on some Thursdays, but we like to jazz it up a bit with Mehdi Moses because they tell us what they're about and all we need to know about the Medimoses Clinic and prostate treatment. Medimoses has in stock a wide range of quality alternative medications for the management of lots of conditions. We're going to have a conversation with Prince, Dr. Prince Osei from Medimoses. And before that, though, you know, he came here on Tuesday, but he said that he hasn't been home since then. Okay, Prince, where have you been? Tuesday, Anapa, where have you been?
So you have to move from one place to the other.
That's it. The house is today. Before that, though, we'll take a quick break and
Coming live from the capital. This is the Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show.
Sector. He has accordingly been honored with several international awards, including the International Arch of Europe Quality Award. Breakfast Show.
So that's it. A brief detailing what Medimoses have been doing for the past 30 years. Dr. Prince is part of Medimoses and he's in studio. So how long have you been with Medimoses?
Since 2016.
2016?
Yes, 2016. Yeah.
Okay, so you're part of this journey, this success journey. So for you, since you joined, what have been your highlights? Maybe share one with us.
You know, we've always been, for the prostate issues, we've always been having, we learned mostly about it that the only way is through surgery.
Okay.
And seeing a facility that is able to give medications that reduces the prostate weight is a big plus for Medmosis, because over the years that has been what a lot of researchers have been trying to do.
Okay.
The most area they've been able to achieve is just giving medications that help with the urine flow. But then for Medmosis, since working there, you could see that people who come there after taking the medication, then they come for review. You see that the weight of the prostate is actually reducing, and also the symptoms that they are experiencing also going down. So that is a big plus for,
Nice. Prostate issues getting solved. Before we get into our conversation on what happens at the clinic and some of the products that you have, what's the difference between operation and surgery?
I'll say they are almost the same, because operation is like the process. Yeah, surgery is the medical term, but operation is like doing the surgery itself.
Like
it's like
the process, the surgical process is what's called operation.
Yes.
So the right word is surgery.
It's surgery, yeah.
Over the years, we have changed it. Please, don't say me for your operation.
And I think it's only in Ghana though, because operation can
it's
be
a Ghanaian thing.
Yes, I think so. Because even the police people perform operations when they are actually
they are going on the field.
Yes, they also call it operation.
So it's surgery. Lillian, so the word is surgery, not operation. Surgery.
Word of the day.
Word of the day. Surgery, not operations. Okay. So people who are getting introduced to Medmosis for the first time, tell us about Medmosis and what you do at the clinic.
Okay, so Medmosis started in 2003. 93, yeah, 1993. So that's 30 years last year. Yeah, so what Medmosis specializes in is prostate health management. So because of that, most people think Medmosis is only for men. But it's actually the opposite. And it's so funny you to know that the first patient that came to Medmosis when it was established was a female. It was a menstrual issue. The problem was resolved and all that. So it's not just a facility for men. Anyone at all can come. And now we've been talking about a lot of female-related issues and all that, so that people will know that it's not just a clinic for men. But the prostate is our specialty. You know, for every hospital, you have to carve a niche for yourself. And for the management of prostate, Medmosis has been the role model for others to also learn from it. So anything related to your health, Medmosis is where you have to go to, coupled with the products that we have, the Prostacure tea, the Femacure X, the garlic capsules, and all those things.
So let's talk about the Prostacure tea.
Yes, so
I haven't seen that yet. I've just seen Femacure and the garlic capsules.
I think I'll get that in our next meeting. So Prostacure tea is a tea mostly for prostate health. As I mentioned earlier, the tea is able to reduce the weight of the prostate. For prostate, we are looking at the weight and the size. So the weight is what presses on your urethra to block the urine flow. So people with prostate-related issue mostly comes to the hospital with issues with voiding. They are not able to pass urine wall. So Prostacure tea actually reduces the weight. So when people take it and they repeat the scan after a month, you see that the weight will mostly reduce. The normal weight of the prostate shouldn't be more than 40. So anything more than 40 is termed as you have an enlarged prostate.
What's the biggest you've seen?
I've seen 200 plus. Yes, so that is one thing that people don't really take. They don't really pay attention to, because sometimes it can be enlarged, but it wouldn't give you any symptoms. The prostate could be enlarged, but you wouldn't find any symptoms. The frequent urination and all that, you may not be experiencing it. So people go ahead with it, and you see that with time, it will become so enlarged to the extent that sometimes it makes it quite difficult to monitor. People that we've inserted catheter in their manhood, when they come and we give medications and the weight of the prostate reduces, we're able to do what we call the trial of micturition. So we take off the catheter and observe you to see if you'll be able to urinate. And majority of them are able to pass that trial. Even people with suprapubic catheter, some of the catheter is not able to go through the manhood because of the blockade. So we have to tap the suprapubic area. That's below the umbilical area.
Okay.
The navel.
What we call the navel. Okay.
Yeah. So we put the catheter through there, and when we give the medications, you see that with time. So Prosecure T, that is what we started with, and because of the success story, people were coming there and all that, and they were getting cured and all that. We thought of making it available nationwide. So we prepare it in a way that will be convenient for people to take.
Okay.
And we started with a tea. So tea bag is just like preparing your tea. You take the tea bag.
Next time, please bring it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you put it in hot water and you take. And people who took it mostly gave testimony about it, that even if they have retention, the urine is not able to flow, and they start taking it, they will see that the urine starts flowing whilst they are taking it. Yeah. So there was the need to, people too were complaining about sometimes you have to travel and you may not get hot water and all that. So we had to manufacture it into a capsules. And you know, Medmoses is a research center, so mostly we research into how our things are being done. So there were a lot of pressure to get the capsules, but we took our time to make sure that the capsule too will work the same way as the tea, or even better than the tea. Yeah, so we had to use some way of extraction and all that to be able to make the Prosecure X capsules. So we have the Prosecure T and the Prosecure X capsules.
So it's basically
the same medication.
Just as one is tea,
yes,
and the other one is
capsules. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
yeah.
cool.
So that is about the Prosecure. And the Femacure, as I mentioned earlier, when we started the clinic, the first patient was a female. And the constituent that we used for the Femacure was what was given to that patient for the menstrual issue. Yeah, so for issues with menstrual issues, the menses not flowing well and all that, the Femacure X, the Femacure X helps with that. So we had to make it in a capsule form so that it will be easier for people to take. So the Femacure X mostly is for female. Yeah.
This is it, ladies. This is what we have to take. This is what it looks like, Femacure. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Femacure.
So Femacure X is for all menstrual issues. So females who are having issues with their menses, the menses not flowing well, painful menstruation and all that. Some people too have what we call menorrhagia. The menses, when it comes, menorrhagia, yeah. So it's heavy flow and it doesn't really stop. So people, mostly the menses shouldn't last for more than 7 days, but we have people bleeding for like 2 weeks and all that, and all the time they'll be pale and they wouldn't have enough blood. And it contains so many plant-based hormones that supplements the natural hormone that we have in our system. You know, with the menstrual issues, it has to do with hormonal issues and all that. So if there's any imbalance in your hormones, it means that the menses may be too much or it may not flow at all. So Femacure X will correct the natural hormones in your body to help the menses to flow well. And also it helps with libido. You know, females sometimes have challenges when it comes to libido and all that. Yeah, so people who take it, they have things are okay with them when it comes to their sexual.
Lillian, today the show is indeed for you, Lillian. The show is yours. I'm here as well. Okay, yeah, so Femacure, ladies. Femacure.
Yes, Femacure
X.
Yeah.
This is for the ladies. Okay.
And we have the Medmoses garlic capsules.
Yeah.
That is the newest product that we have, the Medmoses garlic capsules.
Okay.
Yes, and one thing about the Medmoses garlic capsules is it's not just garlic, it's garlic and cinnamon combined together. And there is a reason for that. We all know the health benefits of garlic. It helps with blood circulations. It helps to reduce cholesterol buildup and all those things. But we realize that people complain about like 2 or 3 times in a day. So throughout the day, you have that garlic smell in your body or in your mouth.
Yes.
So what we did was we had to extract the active ingredients that make the garlic work well, and that is called allicin. So yes, that is most of the benefits of garlic is because of the allicin. It's a blood thinner, it's an antibiotic and all those things. So we had to extract it so that the pungent smell of the garlic wouldn't be so much when people take it. Yeah, and we also added the cinnamon to it to mask the pungent smell of the garlic. And the cinnamon too has added benefits. In medicine, there's something called synergy. So it's something helping the main component to work well. So because cinnamon too contains some blood thinning properties and all those things, it helped to boost the potency of the garlic. So Medmosis garlic capsule is taken once a day, unlike the other garlics that you have to take like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, so if you are using it for any medical condition, if let's say you've been diagnosed with high cholesterol and you want to take Medmosis garlic, you just take 2 capsules a day. So if you take it in the evening, you just take it only in the evening. If you want to take it in the morning, you take it only in the morning, and you get the effect of the garlic that you need because of the boosted the cinnamon that we use to boost the potency.
Okay, so Doc, Pharmacure X is for women, exclusively for women.
Yes, exclusively for women. And so Prostacure is exclusively for men.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
garlic capsules. Everyone, even children more than 12 years. For herbal products, there is a disclaimer that people less than 12 years cannot take, but children more than 12 years can take it. The elderly can take. It's particularly good for the elderly because it has these anti-inflammatory properties. You know, when you are aging, there is these pains that is mostly associated, especially with women. When you are young, the estrogen, it helps to lubricate your joints and all that, so you wouldn't be feeling those pains. But as you are people also experience, the men also experience that a lot. So Medmosis garlic capsules will help to fight all these infections or these pains within your body, so that the body wouldn't, the joint will be free to move around.
So if you're a diabetic or hypertensive, what would you suggest we do? Any of these capsules or head to Medmosis?
The Medmosis garlic capsules can help because, you know, research on garlic shows that garlic actually lowers blood pressure. Yeah, because of its blood thinning property. You know, with blood pressure, when there is a buildup in the blood, if there is cholesterol buildup in the blood, if the blood vessels are not well opened, it means that the heart will have to use more energy to pump blood, and that will cause your BP to rise. So if you have something, a medication that is able to thin your blood, that is able to reduce cholesterol buildup and all that, it helps with the blood flow. Once blood flow is good, it means that your blood pressure too will come down. And garlic also, there is another research on it that shows that garlic helps with glucose absorption. So in your body, there is something called insulin. We learned about diabetes the last time. And that is what transports glucose from your blood to the bloodstream. So sometimes when you are aging, the body wouldn't be so sensitive to the insulin. So the insulin will transport the blood, but when it gets into the blood, the cells, it wouldn't be able to enter. So that is what mostly causes type 2 diabetes. Yeah, so garlic is known to help with insulin sensitivity. So people with diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, when they take it, it helps to also lower the blood sugar.
Okay, Doc. So where can we locate Medmosis? Where are you located?
Yes, so our head office is at Adenta Barrier or Adenta New Site. So when you get to Adenta Police Station, on your left side, you see our story building there with the inscription Medmosis Process Center. And when you walk in there, you are getting treatment for prostate conditions, general medical conditions too. You can come in there. And also there's a diagnostic center there. You know, people who don't really want to come to the hospital, but they want to do general checkup and all that. You can just walk in any of our branches to have a screening done. So you can walk in, even if you are not a patient at Medmosis. Some people too want a second opinion. Maybe they've done a lab test and they've been diagnosed of a condition, but they want a second opinion. You can come to Medmosis. We have 4D ultrasound machine. That's the current in the market now. Yeah, 4D ultrasound machine, digital X-ray and all that. Fluoroscopy machines, we have all that at the Medmosis Adenta. You can go to Ejay Kojo behind School for the Deaf. We have another branch there that also have all these services there. Accra Central AESL building, we are close to the Ministry of Road and Highway. We have another branch. Kumasi too, you can go to Ahinema Kokobin. Our numbers, the number that we use is 0244 068 447. That's 0244 068 447. But for the products that I mentioned, it's available in any pharmacy that you go. Any
Great.
pharmacy, you just ask for Medmosis Prostacure T. If you're a man suffering from urine issues and all that, you ask for Prostacure T or Prostacure X. Women with menstrual issues, you get Femacure X.
Right.
Yeah, that one is basically for women.
Okay.
And the garlic capsules is for everyone, for cholesterol buildup, for blood flow, for circulations and all that.
Okay.
Medmosis garlic capsules helps. And there's another one, Mediplus and Aphromosis. It's
Okay.
called Mediplus and Aphromosis.
Can we talk about it on
yes.
Tuesday? Mediplus and
Yes,
Aphromosis.
it's for men.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? This is our time with Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center, and it has been providing quality healthcare for the past 30 years. Their products are out. There's the Femacure X, there's garlic capsules, and there's Prostacure X and Prostacure capsules as well. This has been our conversation. Where you can locate Medimosis is at our Denta News site, is directly opposite the police station. Dr. Prince has mentioned the numbers as well. If you go on our Facebook, all the details are there and you can get yourself checked. We'll take a break. When we return, we are having conversations on the MPP Manifesto Creative Industry Policy. After this break, people.
Manifesto Watch for us here on GTV Breakfast, and we are still interrogating the promises contained in the various policy documents of the major political parties and some of your favorite independent candidates as well. So anyone who has an opportunity will be given a platform here at GBC to make their case to the people. Today, I'm with Kwekose Kwanche, who is a member of the NPP communication team, and we'll be looking at the 2024 NPP manifesto and the promises that it's making for persons in the creative arts industry. It's all part of GBC's campaign to engage with political parties so they bring their messages directly to the people of Ghana. We call this Manifesto Watch. Kweku, thank you for making time.
Thank you for having me.
So the creatives, especially in recent times when the space has broadened even more, have become important tools of development, important tools for job creation, important tools for projecting Ghana to the rest of the world. As far back as I can remember, there's always been some attempts, although not at the scale of perhaps the macroeconomics, to support the creative arts industry. And the NPP has been a part of this as well. In this manifesto, there's a number of promises, but we cannot overlook the previous manifesto, the just gone by one from 2020, which also promised the creative arts certain benefits. And so can we start from there and see if we can work our way from what was promised in 2020 and then get to what 2024 is promising? So one of the key things is the creation of a Creative Arts Council and also a Creative Arts Fund, which was mentioned in the 2020 manifesto of the NPP. What has become of those?
So the bill has been passed and then the agency has been set up. It's left with the LI to get the fund active. So that one is a
cabinet. The Creative Arts Fund bill has been passed?
The bill has been passed. The agency has been set up. And currently we have people in the various positions acting. So we're waiting for the LI to get it operational so that we can get the fund set up. So
what are some of the things that are in there? Talk me through it.
So when you talk about the Creative Arts Agency, they are more of the mother company. Like you take the Ghana Dental and
Medical?
Yes, Association. So for the creatives, that's our mother association. So that the things that we need to get our industry going, they are supposed to lead, and they are the liaison between government and the ministry for us. So once this thing is there, we get a lot of our things going better and well structured and have an economical benefit from this agency.
Right. I mean, I have other questions, but because you're saying we are waiting for an LI.
The LI is to get the fund active.
So the fund is not active now.
The fund is
not
active.
So the promise to set up a Creative Arts Fund in 2020 has not been met. Can we say that?
So you need the council. The council has been set up. And I'm saying the bill has been passed. So it is left with the LI, which I know it will be done before the last sitting of Parliament to go. Then the fund can be set up.
But in the 4 years since this manifesto was launched, so this was in 2020, up until now, the fund is not active?
Yes.
Okay. So there was also a promise in 2020 to protect the copyright of the Dinkra symbols.
Yes, and those things are being worked on. Let's go back. One of the difficulties we have had as a creative industry is because of the economical challenges. We are the hardest that were hit. In terms, we were making a lot of revenue, but in terms of infrastructure and growth, government needed to sustain health, government needed to sustain the economy, government needed to sustain education. And because of these resources assigned to enable us get some of the promises that were made couldn't happen. But we have a lot of things that we have done. Look at the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. The renovation has been done. When you go to Salaga the slave
market?
Yes, is a tourist site now. A lot of things. When you go into Ezulenzu, all those things. When you go to the trade fair, the convention center and exhibition is being set up, and by end of October, it will be available.
Is the trade fair still operational?
Yes, construction works are going on. Various activities of work are going on there. So if you go there today, you will see that the tent, poles, and everything has been mounted. It is left with a few groundworks so that the whole
blinding of the tent will take place, and it will become functional for use.
Because I remember there was a specific promise about using the trade fair as a hub for, for
as
creatives.
a hub, yes. So as a hub, the first thing we are doing now is to get the 10,000 seater capacity convention center started. And that is what we're going to do. And if you go there now, you see that the layout of trade fair has been done. Formerly, trade fair got to a point, it didn't sit to look well in the international eye. You go there, drains are not working, dilapidated buildings, cracks, and then here. So a lot of that things has been laid out. But currently, what is going on there is the construction of the convention center.
Who owns the trade fair?
It's a property of the state.
It's still the property of the state?
Yes. Why? Have you heard that somebody owns it?
For clarity. For the benefit of those who are watching.
It's the property.
Sometimes you hear rumors, and when there's an opportunity, you want to give the word to some private hands have sneaked in.
You see, when we talk about private-public sector partnership, I said that we have created a forum for the private sector and then the public sector partnership. When you have such partnerships, what you need is you need resources from these individuals to get a lot of the creative and tourist sites constructed. And this is one of them. And they went to the markets to get partners, to get funds to be able to put up this thing. So if a private partner is there, it is not for a greed or selfish purpose. It's the purpose to grow and establish for everybody to get.
So it hasn't been sold, but there's a partnership.
Yes,
there are partnerships with private individuals to get the place up and running.
Yes.
Okay. Can I take us back to the protecting our symbols?
Yes.
And what steps you are taking to, you say when the 2020 manifesto talked about an inventory of all our cultural assets, what's the definition of cultural assets?
Your culture, what gives you identity? What defines you? When they say culture.
So our language, our food.
So when they say culture is the way a group of people live. So anything that identifies your heritage.
All these things are captured and now we are copyrighting it. Is that the idea?
So let me take you back. If you remember Sunday when the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was talking, he was talking about digitalization. Now the question you need to ask yourself is, what is our population of our digital space? And how are we going to go there? Currently, now we have our Ghana card, you have your digital space address, you have your Momo, and you have everything. To be able to migrate this, you need a population. You need a platform to be able to do that, and then assign them, and then give them special trademarks. And those are the things. It will not take today, tomorrow. Those processes are going on.
So the inventory has not been made?
It has not been made, but the process of gathering them and then collecting them. Recently, you realize that Asante Hene went to, traveled and brought some parts of things that belongs to the Asante mine back. All these things are part of being able to reclaim what is us, know them, and then you can do the trademark, and then now you can do. Even in our manifesto again in 2024, we talk about identifying the role of the chiefs and then knowing how to put together to archives and then protect our cultural heritage. And it's still there. Even though we didn't do it, that's why we brought it forward to ensure that we still carry it out.
So there's a number of things that have been carried forward from the 2020 manifesto into the 2024.
So once it has been started, we don't bring it back again. But once it is something that will bring economic growth and will create jobs for the people. If we are doing the trademark and then data collection of our Adinkra and making sure that if you go to our digital space, you can see them, and then when you want to use them, you need to pay and use them so that the one who created them and the state can make money from them. Yes, that is the way to go.
You see, but if you bring them back, it suggests that the other promise had failed. So you were bringing back the idea for a creative arts fund, for example, was in the 2020 manifesto. Yes. It's in the 2024 one as well. So
but you can't just create a fund. You need to create the institution to have the fund. The institution has been created. So definitely the fund will be created.
Okay, we'll talk about how creatives, your plan for how creatives can access the fund, because you're telling us that some processes, some foundations have been laid, and that you're going to build upon it if you should get the opportunity.
Once you're a member, once under the Creative Arts, we have a lot of categories. We have the architects, we have the theater, we have the music, we have the drama and everything. Your association has to be there. You need to have certain requisites that identify you as a creative person.
2020 about building formal collaborations with the chiefs.
Yes.
Between government and the chiefs.
Yes.
What was it about that you could not or you have not achieved? Because I've seen a similar thing in the 2024 manifesto.
So now we are saying that in the bigger manifesto that we are going to do a lot of amendments to give chiefs power to play a role in our politics, and also to give them certain power in our mining system. Once you bring them to the government, they have a role to play. And these are the lead force for our culture and our heritage. When a festival is going to happen, is the chiefs. The chiefs are settling a lot of disputes and a lot of issues around them. In recent times, you saw how Asante Hene has destooled somebody who was in Galamsey. So these are some of the things that we want to be ensured that it is done in the form of governance, so that there is a rule of law, there is guidance. We need to bring them parts to play a lead role, and that's what our candidate is looking to do.
Okay. In Ghana, we call something Amamre Kusum, the culture of the people, and we want to ignite that fire.
Yes.
And there are many ways of doing that. One of the ways is through music. Yes. And our musicians and other creatives are always crisscrossing the globe, attending programs, hosting shows, and all that. And you intend to bring a protocol service
and events without any difficulty. So again, this service will be under the Creative Arts. So there are terms and conditions and requirements. Once you go through, they will ensure they do everything you need for you to be able to go. And it's not only that. We're also looking at making sure that there's an e-visa for African nationals and the Caribbeans, because this is a good market and these are the people who normally come back. You saw Chalewote. This weekend, I think, is Afashe. Fun, and it is because of our culture and our heritage.
I'm always excited when it comes to Afashe because Cape Coast just comes alive.
Yeah.
And it's really one of the most historical towns in Ghana. It has a lot to offer. The conversations around making Cape Coast the hub of tourism in Ghana have also been around for a long time. I didn't see that in this manifesto, but I get the sense that tourism in general is a big thing for the NPP where this manifesto is concerned. The fact remains that the infrastructure to boost tourism, to boost the creative industry in general, is sometimes very lacking. Even in 2024, conversations around improving the infrastructure were around. What have you done to improve infrastructure under the promises made in 2020, which we can now use as a benchmark to have hope that this 2024 one will work?
I think when you say you want hope, we have done a lot for you to see we have hope.
Okay.
The year of return. There is a lot of the tourist sites that has been renovated. I mentioned some of them to you. We have Asante Hene's Menchia. We supported in getting it renovated. When you talk about the partnership with the Pan-African missions, there was a support there. We have done a lot. The National Theatre has ACs now that they need to fix.
The National Theatre has structural challenges, and the conversations, and I've heard creatives in the space talk about, especially for those in theatre, the difficulty in trying to make it appear that all is well. So beyond providing air conditioning,
nobody has said
for
all
National
is well.
Theatre.
There has been challenges, and the challenges keep growing. As the needs of the creative people keep growing, they keep growing. But what I'm saying is, we are making do with what we have. So right now, there is a structural defect you're saying. Are you saying we should shut it down? When we shut it down, what is the alternative?
The creatives want a renovation of the National Theatre, not a shutdown of the National Theatre.
But before a renovation can happen, you need to have an alternative where the shows that regularly happen there can be moved. And again, you should also understand that they have a board and a management. They run their own affairs. They are supposed to generate revenue to take care of the place. But the government has made ACs. The ACs have been there for almost 4 months.
Was it government that provided the air conditioning?
Yes. but nobody is going there to find out why are the AC not being in use. The same creatives should be asking questions that we need these things. Why are they there? But people are bringing in ACs from other places to rent and other things to work. Is it fair?
Well, we do have the Deputy Minister, I think, who was before the Public Accounts Committee, and he made certain, claims concerning this issue about the National Theatre. We'll get that video, and when it's ready, I'll let you have a listen to it. Then perhaps I can get a reaction. But the infrastructure have challenges, and it's all to do with maintenance. And so I'm asking you, what has been done in terms of protecting what we already have, so that when we talk about improving them, we know that we've laid a foundation.
So then again, if you remember, I said that the structural challenges, the ones that has to be worked on, will work on. But we need to find an alternative. There's a reason the African Theatre is being put up. And we need to find other avenues where shows can go on. Then you can have time and deal with it. Because you cannot be working on the structure and still be using the place for productions.
Because and in our earlier conversation during the headlines, you heard Mr. Kapito and Mr. Kwame Jantua talking about how vibrant even the afternoon entertainment regime was back in the day, and they had cinemas. And I believe this would be in the 60s and 70s, and that time.
Did you ask Nana Jantua the last time he went to see a play or see something? We came from an economy that was dead. Doomso killed life.
Doomso closed the cinemas and the theaters?
No. So during that time, how many shows were we having?
I don't have statistics, but perhaps if you do, you can share.
No, but I'm telling you now that from that time, what was the GDP? Where were we?
But the time that he was referencing was in the I believe the 60s and the 70s. I wasn't born then. I haven't read any historical stuff about Doomso at that time.
Yes, no, I'm talking.
Connect Doomso to the 60s and 70s.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the time. You are assessing me based on a manifesto, based on a certain year from 2016, and I'm telling you, during that time there was Doomso, but we restored it. Now, shows are booming. If you take, it is theater, comedy, music. And then now parties and weddings. People are investing in this. If you go through towns now, there's a lot of business paths. A lot of young people are having trade shows around Accra Mall and other places.
Was it set up by government? Because the promise in 2020 was to establish...
We said that private-public sector partnership.
Okay,
and we are enabling this environment to engage people in creatives. What we forget that creative work is more of entrepreneurial skills, but it requires a lot of money. So you need to create the enabling environments for the creatives to be able to sell their creatives to make money, and that is what we are doing.
When you promise to construct modern, large-sitting theatres in every regional capital except Accra, beginning with Takoradi, Tamale, and Kumasi, what has happened to that?
We've not done it, and what we are doing now is the Amphi Theatre. And the Amphi Theatre, if you go to Kumasi, it is ongoing. The Accra one is just behind the museum and just around the archives. So when you go there, you will see the states. Construction is ongoing.
I hear there's a Koforidua project where that is concerned. That's happening for the regional large theatres.
No, there was a renovation of the...
Has that been completed?
Yes, a long time ago, I think about 2 years ago, has been renovated for activities to happen. And I was telling you that when you put infrastructure and people are not using it, it becomes a white elephant. And I don't think people are using the renovated facility in Koforidua now.
In 2020, you promised to establish a revenue sharing program to inject 5% of tourism revenue into local communities. What has happened to that? Are local communities benefiting from the tourism potentials of their areas?
Yes, it's a reason why we have widened the scope of...
What that 5% has meant in changing the dynamics?
I just mentioned to you that when you go to Salaga slave market, it is part of that money that has been used to expand the edifice there.
Are people using the auditoriums?
No, it is not an auditorium. It is a tourist site.
Okay.
Yes. If you go to Kintampo Waterfalls, we have renovated it. And these are the monies that are used for these renovations so that the people there, when people go there, the normal vibrancy in business, people can have access to. So the things people sell in community, when the tourists go there, they get to also sell the items and other things to them. So that is how a community benefits. There is a new Bunre Kente Museum. Do you know the number of people it will attract there? Do you know the number of jobs it will create for the people in that community? So these are the things. When you go to Enzulemzo, we've done it. When you go to Bonso Eco Park, these are places that will bring people there. And once they bring people there, activities and economic gains will be achieved.
So we are talking about investment in regional theatres, art galleries. What's in this for the arts?
So let me take you back to Chaliwati. Once you saw the number of people that trooped in for Chaliwati, you saw the huge demand for this. When you go to Osu, when you go to the art center, because of a vibrant environment, peace, serene environment, you have Ghanaians who are doing artifacts, being able to set up and sell their things. So what government can do is create the enabling environment. And since they're beyond the return and the year of return, the number of people that comes in, they have places to go. So people are buying smoke, people are buying made in Ghana clothing, people are buying stuff. It is the market that we need to create. It is the environment that we need to make enabling. And as a government, we have made it available.
So you're saying that, you know, I call it carnivals. Carnivals like, you know, Womane, Chaliwati Festival has government, some kind of government funding. Is that what you're saying?
They get support. They can't do it alone.
Give me a number.
I should give you a number.
The guys tell us.
Which guys? So
the organizers of, for example, Chaliwati Festival. They tell us how much they seek sponsorships and partnership deals with people to make that possible.
I'll go back and I said that is why we have created the private-public sector partnership. It's a forum. So now but you have the power also to go to the private sector because there's that relationship for you to tap in.
The last time Chaliwati was in Jamestown, I know that the AMA came on board to, you know, sell space.
Yes.
Along the high street.
Yes.
To vendors.
So it's a trade. It's a partnership trade.
To be a part of the Chaliwati Festival. And that's the kind of government partnership you're talking about?
No, it will be revenue shared, and we support them with money too. So you can ask Chaliwati. Now, don't you see there's another one in Jamestown now? Now there you have Womba. Now you have another one, the Koliko or something. It's going on. I think it happened yesterday at Weja, Bawe. So as for the festivals, it is now building up. A lot of communities are picking it up. You see Osu, they do the Duku Festival. These are things, but it is a private business. The private business needs to sit with government to say that this is what I want to do. Government needs to know what I will get out of it, how we also get, how are we going to maximize profits from the tourism activities you're sharing. And that's what we look at for.
Right. Let's talk digitalization for a minute. A key part of the 2020 manifesto was, you know, through the digitalization drive that was meant to ensure that, you know, our online, our taking part in the fourth industrial revolution was solid as a country. What has digitalization done for the creative industry?
It has done a lot. It's the reason why now people don't sell tickets at venues, that you're able to sell tickets digitally, that people are able to buy shows. You have revenue assurance, that people can buy the show. Should anything happen, as a producer, you have your money. You can know real time your seating capacity in a room, the number of people who have taken the seat and everything. You can use that data to go seek for sponsorship. Again, there is a digital platform now giving us the power, the interoperability to be able to move money from our accounts into our mobile systems, and to be able to we need to widen our digital population. We don't have a lot of people. It's a reason a lot of our musicians complain that they don't have a lot of people streaming their songs, because we don't have a lot of people on our digital space. We need to grow the digital space. We need to educate people to understand That is a new era. That is where we are. We need to be able to create a platform, make data affordable, that people can put their things there and then can make revenue.
Performing arts is a key part of telling our story.
Yes.
But the School of Performing Arts is struggling. Are you aware?
But theaters are booming.
But the school that is training these professionals, and we've had great walk through that
How
stage.
many of our theater companies are even getting people from the School of Arts? The question we need to ask.
Perhaps because the School of Arts is struggling, like I've suggested to you.
I have said this, and this is my personal opinion, that I think that a lot of revolution needs to happen in our school news from the people. The kind of plays and the kind of directions we are going. I don't understand why in this modern Ghana we are still doing political science when we are not getting anything out of it. I feel we have gotten to a system where the young people in the school should be given the power to assess the lecturers who are teaching them, because our system is broken from that space.
Let me take your final word. So in this 2024 manifesto, we've seen a rehash of some of the promises. What's the firm assurance for the creatives? Last word, 30 seconds.
I'm saying that there's going to be tax amnesty. I'm saying that you are going to have a predictable tax system at the port, where it will be in the Ghana cedi, that in the whole year you know how much you are paying. And apart from that, creative are going to enjoy tax incentives when it happens to be that you are doing a production that will grow the culture identity of Ghana, that seems to project Ghana. When you're bringing equipment, you get tax exemptions.
Kweku, thank you for sitting with us this morning and for sharing the perspectives of the NPP's 2024 manifesto where it pertains to the creative arts industry. Kweku Osei-Kranche is a member of the NPP communications team. He's been talking to us about the manifesto of the NPP and the plans to boost the creative arts industry. We've done this as Manifesto Watch on GTV Breakfast. GBC is partnering all political parties to send their messages to you under our hashtag Ghana Wins. And today we've done one more for that. We'll take a break. When we return, the show continues.
the last part of our breakfast table with none other than the nation's worshipper, aka Brother Sammy. He joins us. His latest song, Ebebemu, is already out enjoying airplay. That was what we played earlier. We are going to get to know him. So for those of you who are meeting him for the first time, let's get to know him together. Brother Sammy, greetings.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Why are you laughing?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
I want to know why you are laughing.
I'm happy to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
Finally.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you have God, you have good. So this week I have more gold.
That's it. That's it.
For rare.
Okay. So let's just get this out of the way before we start our conversation. I know that you and Akabeneza are related. He's actually your brother.
Yeah, one father, different mother. You know, I take my father, my mother is cute and my father is gentle. It's awesome. So as usual.
So Akabeneza is
gentle and I'm cute.
And you're cute.
Yeah. So I took my mother's face and he took our father's face.
I think you're very, very lucky that you took your mom's face.
So why am I? We are both lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
But why are you saying I will let him call you after the show and deal with you drastically.
So what's it like when you people meet? What's it like when the two of you meet?
Oh, when we meet, it's bomb. You know, we laugh. Yes, sometimes we watch ourselves, our videos. And sometimes he told me I should stop the worship and come and join. I said, no, you have to stop the comedy and come and let's worship. Yeah, for
Okay, so how did you get into music?
God called me.
Okay.
Because I was a footballer. I have captain Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I have captain under 17 and under 20.
Listen.
Yeah, but at the long of the line.
But I mean,
it's not a joke.
Are you serious?
Oh.
Okay.
Samituga now what to say me. I don't know. You won't believe
it. Okay.
I was Capito.
Okay.
It's not a joke.
Okay.
My captain Kotoko under 20 and under 17.
Our teammates need be no mudinye de.
Odine Aga Willie was a Kwame Stephen Woodrow. I was Capito. It's not any true. Udu mensia utumfo. Yana na utumfo. Old players in the pitches in Ambobo. Then you be a footballer. As a moja whom Suleiman Tali Harrison Afo. Obi whom from senior player.
Yeah. How many goals during your career? No, football. How many goals? Say now to me, share.
My goals will be brave. Oh, Nancy did band the Bema as a captain. Kotoko no now. Goals for over there. No, aga. No, film. Let's speak English. Sorry. You know. I just forgot myself.
Okay, so you decided you didn't want to do footballing again.
No, my height didn't help me, so I decided to. Okay, let me say that at the long that God called me to come and sing for him. So, you know, every week is work.
Okay. Is there a reason why you decided to do gospel music, specifically worship?
Yes.
Why?
God called me to come and do it.
Okay.
So I don't have any say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you stepped into a studio or you stepped on stage?
The first time I stepped in a studio, I went to sing at one church.
Okay.
And the engineer there, when I was singing, he was crying. And he told the wife to come and call me. And I go and he said he has opened a new studio. He want to record me free because I have make him cry.
Okay.
And he took me to studio. We call him Bassi Mex.
Okay.
And when we read it, so he said, sing the song you sing. I was crying, and I do old life worship. Say, Obi amu me fa, Jesus amu me fa, Pama me di ma tanfo so. all day I don't have my own side. And when he step in the organ, it just drop up on me. You will not be what a daba copen or Timmy a chuma. A year da wukuada. Timmy a friend a kuda per cool. Yami fufu be so or send me. I don't try my woman who fufu be mona. There's some Samina menua. A jada ba we nyame. A brother ba we nyame. Ukuada ba uyo nyame yawada ba uyo nyame efiada ba uyo nyame memreda ba uyo nyame kosiada uyo nyame edani bi ka ho anko besa uyo nyame friso bi nchira abofra nyame a konfo opeja nsa no obegu nsa opeja nsa ne kosoro no agi permission osi chedi ampo asase ya ensa meso ma me kwan na me fa nsa nyi wasase so Ona sasi ye wodia. Ona we muso ye wodia. Sami the title was Meboding. Nyami. Yeah. Wow. So when I finished the song, he said I should go and I said, have I finished? I'm saying Metanyum. So the word Chanyum ko. Na me ko ma me kan twi na me fans ntia say me ha me ho sa ade. And I'm busy saying, Metanyum, and also the men come Metanyum. How? And I'm calling. About 2 months' time, when I'm saying, no money bowl radio so. Sir, voice idea as a me as a name because I'm voice here the computer I had a fast. And I'm a camp deep bluffo and okay, my men can retrieve it. None of voice here the computer. My men can say, I'm a go mobile phone. I'm I am crying for a blow for women. I knew. Tinami who voice the computer. I first Tinamone boss and you may ask me as a name and I'm the Mukoy. Say produce a big bar studio. No, by Jenny artist song. Okay. To buy an Bassi, a man who would man a can a come attach and also be produced. To me, I got producer without struggling. And to say produce and say, my me because that time mini phone. Okay, say papa no so the meji ja o hwe boy bi o de nanyum aba until the meji.
How can you say we din here back the recording man?
The recording man there on the say engineer na no me ko to no so say e bobo shabu ko ha ko to kakra no nya kakra bi anti omu the meji ja. Ti na omu ye program bi wo Kumasi. Baby. Ti me ho to nyum sa na. Say will be a who afre man and say nipa na hwe no no me hu no ha e ho na man ni 2 car e no buy ti me to nyu na eso bi frɛ me kɔ na man bi no say onim me na me say mpa cho da bi no so unti say onum bia e bɔ abontenam so matenum bi na ayɛ sɛ mia asɛ nyɛ mia no so ani yɛ wana me na me produce enyum na ho na me bu nkotode na me so na me oh papa me da wase say man no oba nyina no automobile phone hyene ato chip ato so a na ode brem say ya hwehwe wa brenti we ne ye befro ha de
also
esiso no ma me lo le fe na ko fi 2 days time of film say me hia no cultural center me do no mu apakan no apakan Palanquin. Are you a Ghanaian?
But I am a Ghanaian.
You don't know nothing, huh? You know Apakain.
But your friend Apakain, Monsieur Apakain, Palanquin people, Apakain.
There'll be honey, or dressing so hine.
Okay.
The day and tomorrow. Timdra no mutam missy Apakain. No, move the camera as you see me so. It's a minimum way. Say, I will shoot 2 music video. Meaning, the Casa you see them, I say, Timiana. Was in my way. I feel the na and
no what you see. I had no say.
You may be tongue a Morikuku. You know Morikuku.
White cocoa, Morikuku, white cocoa.
And then one more honum. To be a cop a solid sabuna, that man is Canama Cotana. Morikukunti, I said, Agorago, me bujanima. No, man, Kaka. You are so a mamma Morikuku, no mamma, and one more Nimoko.
Okay.
This is bass. So a mamma Morikuku, no mamma, and one more name, the flame say your quackra. Tisena, Satam, your bow, you GTV. They say, oh, champion. Satam, I think, in a GTV native today. Tia, Menamanko for say, you TV, so I can't call music. T. osiko jina na to na ko jina me afi na me fun ni bel mfa ya sister na bikudi mori koko ne
anwa no
ye me hu sisi me hu bikudi mori koko no akohwese akopedia me duro ni pegu koko no ho me say the sister yi o abere he menti like me pie o mu say enyi woni ni beni hey because ma ko yi ade kora na afi mi dwane afi de na me hu say gardens bi ho mi ko to bi edi me say mi ko to no bi e because as a me ya ye different person bi sa te fiti ho kakran na urade hu mi
say wo hwe your time na ye anytime but wo besa ba bi ba first yeah before you go to your song no but your fashion sense no your friend is saying
ya kata
fu akata but your camera you want to put it together ma o fashion designer na and I will be put your outfits together now wanna pick your outfits.
Oh, my fashion designers bebre but they were the trouser we mama for NY.
That's it.
NY, yeah.
We like how you're looking. It's not what your makeup room now. We know move feel song a bebem.
Sure.
Then what made it? What inspired the song?
Oh, a bebem. We say was a song phone crying. So baby abrabo. One day. And then many abra.
When next can we have you? And then people watching us know. If an uncle to me who is there a concert? Oh yeah, BB and online.
Obi abeso who me Brother Sammy Nation Worship BRODA. Brother Sammy Nation Worship Nation Worship baby
Brother Sammy, before we came on, we were having a conversation.
Yeah.
Now we expect Sasikanana.
It passed from my life. It was bonus for me.
Now why you in your what 7 albums?
7 albums.
Over 5,000.
Over
next time, you're having full conversation with other artists.
No problem.
On royalties.
No, but I said quite a many before Kingston 150 CDs.
Kingston.
Yeah, in 150.
But this is sad, eh?
Evangelist Dana Samakari were in 1 CD. And I think I'm blessed beyond.
It's all the need 300
I'm blessed beyond protocol, you know.
People, we've been spending time with Brother Sammy. He's gonna come again. His latest song, however, Ebebemu, is everywhere, enjoying a play. You go and update your playlist, listen to it, and let us vibe. Across social media, you can find him at Brother Sammy. His brother is BRODA. That's how you can interact with him. And of course, we are GTV Ghana. We'll be seeing you tomorrow bright and early 555. In the meantime, it's vibes.
Bye.